As we are once again alive upon the internet. Yeah, and we are set to public with a bitrate there, and a bitrate on Twitch as well, and my audio is working. Yeah, I was chowing down real quickly as I just got home. And I was working on a thing. Seeing as my food is done, I was like, let's jump online. But I need to go get some watch points spent on
Entering safe area.
this character for a thing. Also, while I'm on this character, I might actually, because I emptied out a watch alt on this account. These ones are not as hefty as the other ones. This being third account. I needed some more hyena ones, right? Hyena is for mask, right? Because I needed some field recon and stuff. Yeah, hyena for mask. Let's go make some hyena things and also spend the resources if needed. No. No. Oh yeah, we have plenty. So likely need a lot. So let's make a lot and then also just fill up these resources just in case we need it on the other character. And hey there, money pit. And then later on we'll go and play around with... Gonna make... 150 should be enough, yeah. Gonna make sure that I have just enough resources for the weeklies and stuff while I'm on this character. That's enough for... Yeah, let's just fill up the resources a little bit. Let's take this into just to be even.
Should really find time to clean all these tools. Don't want them to get rusty.
Yeah, let's just put some in there. We'll save the rest on her for other days. Also, I still have one whole character of watch points remaining, but this one is now empty. This one's close to empty. I might actually... But yeah, Santa still has all his points. And actually the main character also still has all of their points, so I'm not that poorly off. And of course, we do want to actually mess about with making new alt characters.
Detected.
Because while I'm here, I still have this weapon in my inventory that I've been meaning to get out of here. So I'm fine without that one. So I have the three that I would like. I'm gonna keep that torn and that like glue just to proficiency with. Yeah, let's actually see what's on that glass high-end red. What's on this? Double FAMAS? Yes, by the look of things. Because the build I'm removing is this one. Although actually as well, yesterday I put together this thing and actually ran it for a little bit and played around with it. Just to see as well how it would work out with a chain killer. You still need 5 grading with chain killer. So instead of chain killer, we just take 10 grading on the weapon. And 10 grading should be, you know, I feel everybody can get to 10 grading, right? And also that doesn't even cost you exotic components, not until 12, so. So this has F2000 and also this has this thing. How many LMGs does she have actually? Is it just RP? Oh, okay. Oh, because that needs a rate of fire one, so dedicated rate of fire one, but I'm okay leaving that out. I might put this on the high end. Yeah, let's do that. And then just get rid of this strained FAMAS. I'm okay with that. And then eventually we'll replace that one with just a shield splinter or just... because that works out fine enough anyway. So yeah, let's put that F2000 here. And this one can go into the stash. So how does this work out? So that's 55 and this is 50, so... it's being a Gen 2 version. Should actually get a crit damage Eagle's Grasp and just put that there as well. Over contractors and just play around with it on the high end. Let's get these items out of the stash and optimize the last of them. And yeah, as you might see what I'm pulling out of here. It's a little bit odd. But you know, we like odd, don't we? Who doesn't like a little bit of oddity? Wouldn't mind actually taking it out for a spin as well in a little bit. Let's go. Yeah, let's go to this build and just stash these just so I don't do weird stuff with them. Coyote is in something else, like, right? Yeah, it's in a bunch of stuff. Is this in multiple stuff? Both of those are in multiple stuff, so it's just those 3 pieces. Which makes sense, just the Providence pieces. And yeah, this RPK can go back as well. Let's actually then not load it, because then I'd have to take the mods out, so we'll just do it like this. That one. Because, well, glass reds used to be my go-to. They're just not worth it anymore. If I need the high-end upfront damage, I'll just run a obliterate. And if I need damage, I'll run a striker. I just end up not using this for anything really. So yeah, let's load the hotshot. Then we're gonna actually, yeah, piece by piece replace it. No, not that one. This one. Yes. In the background, while I was waiting, I just had a macro running and made some of these pieces. Well, actually, I did most of it by hand, except the chest and the backpack, because those you need to mass craft. And then, yeah, got this backpack that just fits perfectly. And this chest, that was also, yeah, the right. Yeah. Those took the most, and then these were actually pretty easy. I've done most of it already optimized as well. The one thing I did realize is, as on this account, I'm not doing the, you know, just every piece gets its own mod. I only have 4 headshot mods, so we'll have to go and actually get more headshot mods. Oh wait, this, or have I not optimized? Oh no, I have recalibrated. What? Okay. I was like, wait, didn't I recalibrate something onto this? Because that would be silly if I hadn't, but I did actually, so. And yeah, this is a waste of resources, honestly, especially seeing as I have a bunch of unoptimized builds on this character still. But that's gonna actually be what I'll do over this season. But mostly by running watch alts, we'll get her mostly optimized at 2K. You know, I feel that is kind of needed. Oh, we're gonna run out of mask resources as well, which kind of sucks. Let's get at least one more hyena. Because yeah, we're gonna actually run out the mask ones, and that one I'd rather just go because those are actually pretty expensive compared to the rest when it comes to crafting them. But getting a ton of masks, you know, countdown. Basically countdown. But also we'll go and do some hyena bounties because I still need a bunch of bounties, so we'll go do hyena ones. But and hey there, Salt, and hey there, Epic as well. That might be easier. Yep, I have all of those blueprints, and I choose to go with these. Although yeah, it's actually the crafting ones are kind of handy. Yeah, let's actually get the mods that we already can into here. Balance for a mask. Because I find this is the only annoyance that I have with, you know, reusing mods. You basically need to have it all preset, and I like to just shuffle builds around basically. Also, I feel we need to give it a color. Although most of the improvised pieces don't actually show most colors. Although the knee pads aren't showing here, but this feels something like a purple. But maybe actually just teal and white or just full teal. It's just kind of fits it. Or we just go white. I mean, yeah, it's basically colorless, right? That's what this is. Improvised pieces. I have one more mod in my stash. I'll put that into the glove, maybe. No. Okay. Let's save this loadout. It's gonna go into slot 11, becoming 611. It's one better than the 511 build. Let's stash that RPK as well. Let's have that one. I am curious actually with the SR1 ungraded actually in this case. Well, actually, how much resources does she have even for like? We have 215, and I've done all my recalibrations. We'll only need to do the overlord and the knee pad that we get, of course. But I've done all of the. I have one of each weapon, which is the thing that I collectorly kind of want. Let's take this to elite. I mean, well, we can just guess from the numbers as well, but. That was a 5-7, so enough for red, more than. Even. That's a 12, that's enough for elite. 21. Let's actually get a... Yeah, let's get damage numbers on. 22. It's not bad. For, you know, that. And we're still going to get 20 headshot more. We're also going to get a little bit more weapon damage, so we'll likely reach the 23 million-ish. But yeah, this is the joke build for this account. Just I feel, although that actual even taking it into more joke territory would be to put it, you know, with a ninja bike, so we get the you know, the 10-piece improvised bonus. but yeah, let's not overdo it. Let's not, you know. I'm gonna go murder some hyenas and just do some bounties with them, I feel. Might actually go and do a few... I'm gonna check if she has any. Although we haven't done many dailies and stuff. I do also need to kill some true sons for the weekly. Oh, and the daily is downtown west as well, so with bank. Actually, yeah, what's the target? It's... Because I would love some gear mods, but I might just go do some countdowns. just also to get, because yeah, mask targeted is there. I was hoping maybe it's on this map somewhere. Gear mods is here. That's actually pretty farmable, and I like your bounties there. Let's actually go there and let's see about that. Dude, with the unbreakable wheel, that's one glass already without expertise. Proficiency in it. Well, glad you're liking it. Indeed, we're not max. Actually, how much headshot does this thing have?
Entering safe area.
Because yeah, it's so this has currently 291. All of the headshot stats are maxed out, right? Yeah, so we're just missing 2 mods, so this would be 311. But you're losing a lot on the weapon damages compared to a hotshot, for instance. And that matters a lot to Headhunter, of course. But yeah, we're actually against, but these are Rikers, so maybe not against these guys. Do you have any bounties here? Oh, yeah, I have a lot. And also a few. Because actually, do I have any challenging ones? No. But actually start with that challenging one just to clean it off the map here. And then we'll just... But yeah, I'm not gonna run this thing till a little bit later. We'll try to get some mods for it, and also need to optimize this mask, and we'll need some hyena things for that. Might go do some hyena bounties and stuff. Let's go with Striker. Tech tank. But for that, of course, I need ammo hoarders to be off. The rest is actually fine. Tech tanks can run 4 directives with this season. So. I wish there was a way to see this building if you were to show up in the Canton lobby with. Oh, yeah. Usually they tell their as I've quite often found running around. Just gonna clear this challenge because otherwise I'll never do it. I need to do a few more bounties. Actually, let's track that for the SHD exposed. Yeah, just this one's. We need to do 7 of them. I'll just get that done. And also I want to do some bounties because I can use some tactical assessments, especially of the hyena faction. But we'll do a few here, just because this is gear mods, and hopefully I get a 10 headshot out of it. Because yeah, I need 2 more 10 headshots before we build showcase that build, but also that's like at least 3 weeks away, so I have some time to farm that up. And headshot isn't as bad as any of the other ones. So. This guy might actually run away if I let him. Are you gonna run away?
I got this.
Charge exposed.
Because that door is open for him.
Shade signature exposed to
Sometimes
melee.
when they're already like almost despawning, they'll just still walk into there. Let's turn off damage numbers in chat there because that's not... Well, let's see if this guy has streamer luck because we're gonna go and kill streamer and Action Jack. Let's see if the streamer gives me streamer luck and gives me a 10 headshot. Do that to everybody. Oh, I lost it at the last second because of how the aggro works. And we're also gonna kill the Pope. I might have overextended here. Yep.
Agent vital signs 0.
I went a little bit too aggressive with the uncharged technique. That's not as smart, especially not with the global event as well, because the extra damage is a little bit brutal. We'll try again going after the never leavers. get an extra one along the way. Where'd you get this from, Bounty? Tactical assessments? Yeah. Tactical assessments, actually, the main source of them is missions and bounties, and especially bounties, because you can do a lot of them. The final named being the boss of the bounty, so not all of the names in there, but only the final one, or what is the game considers the final one. Because sometimes they spawn together, of course. That guy will drop tactical assessments, and then it's difficulty related. So if you're doing it on heroic, you get 4. It's basically, yeah, normal is 1, hardest 2, challenging 3, harder.
Charge compromised.
And missions do it too, but also again, just the final name. So if there are multiple names, it's only the final name. Need a billion True Sounds one? Yep, know that feeling. Backpacks and... Actually, well, yeah, that's backpacks, right? True Sounds backpack. Black Tusk is chest. And ARs. So those get eaten up a lot because, yeah, backpacks and chests tend to be optimized a lot. And then, of course, ARs are very prevalent. Oh, I did kill the named there, didn't I? I should go back to that area because I'm not sure if I have all of the Arcana cards. And I might actually otherwise bug myself out. Because if I did kill him, his loot will still be there, including his Arcana card.
Charge exposed.
Where is he coming from? Well, we'll likely get a bounty going there again.
Target is near you, Agent.
Gonna do a few in here, and that might actually come activity in this zone instead of doing bounties in this zone.
Keep it up.
There's also, for instance, here I might actually not pick up this.
Civilians in distress.
Transfer there without it actually doing the thing. Need backpacks and ARs.
Took him down.
There used to be, although that got removed a while back, there used to be that if you were doing a normal bounty in a heroic world, it would give you 4 as well. It would, whatever was highest, either the bounty or the world, it would give you whichever one was highest. So. Because even if you were doing heroic bounties in a normal world, you would also get 4. But they took that out. So now normal bounties just give you normal amounts. Just... just the one. Because you could use that a little bit to, you know, make it... And yeah, the other one is also crafting. Crafting, especially for tactical assessment. So it's not worth... For weaves and alloys and stuff, it's generally not worth it because it's too expensive compared to everything else, and you need, well, you need more than the rest. So, especially field recon and the tactical assessments, getting the blueprints for those can be very beneficial. Because tactical assessments, because you use less of them, it's because they all cost the same-ish amounts, which, well, the tactical assessments and the weaves and alloys. So, you can pretty easily fill up on weaves and alloys just by playing the game. You're just deconstructing so much. Although, well, when you're starting out, not so much because you know you're donating a lot. I noticed that a lot with this account. That was the really biggest thing that I hadn't thought about or hadn't because I hadn't had to deal with that with the other 2 accounts. They were already done with their library and also filled up with resources and stuff, and UK as well. When expertise first came out, having to do expertise and the library and you know, trying to also keep up some resources for daily, for the weekly requisitions and stuff like that. Suddenly noticed how much you're putting into expertise and how little resources you get because of that, because you're not deconstructing. Why did I not pick up the bounty drop? It's a Black Tusk one. I generally avoid having Black Tusk ones even. There is a limited pool of how many bounties you can have in total. It seems to be around 30. And this seems to also be combined for DC plus New York. And while you can have more than that, generally whenever you log out or log in, it kind of like makes a few disappear if you're over the 30-ish. It was like 32 maybe. Cairo knows. He's ever around. Ask him. I keep forgetting.
One bad guy at a time.
Usually when I don't test something myself, I just kind of forget the results because I wasn't, you know, I didn't do the testing. But yeah, I don't want to go after Black Tusk. They're the most annoying faction to fight. So, and I have already plenty of bounties here. And I have a ton of bounties saved up in the bounty cheese zone, and I don't want to knock those off, basically. Yeah, let's take sewer patrol here. Hopefully it puts it at the bank. But when you don't have that concern, when you haven't already farmed a lot of bounties for a specific zone, for a specific reason, just pick them up. There's no reason for them, especially if there's the easier factions. But yeah, it's for and here I'm gonna lose all my memento stacks, but that's fine. We'll just have to not be a dumbass and run into the middle of it, especially with SHD exposed. These other events, get an idea how many wish I had a good answer for you, but let's say likely from control points. Guesstimate, because now we're in the 500s, but that's with the descent blueprints and stuff as well. So just from the control points, likely 350, maybe more 320, because you have a ton as well tied to the raids, both raids. Each raids has a few, has two, well actually no, 3 gear sets? No, 2 gear sets, yeah, tied to them. Is it Negotiator Aces and Tip of the Spear? Oh no, Tip and Ongoing aren't craftable, right? Yeah, so yeah, that's Aces and Negotiator. And then you have a Foundry and a Fight, and there's a ton from Season, so it really depends on that as well. If you did get the seasonal ones. They'll drop from the caches of it, because you're getting, you know, when you're doing control points now, you're getting 2 blueprints at a time. Because you're getting one from the completion and then one from the crate. But that crate one, of course, is reliant on if it's your first clear of the day. So if you're farming it over and over again, that's actually a good thing I came here, because actually, as you see there is actually an Arcana card there.
Charge
There's
exposed.
a green item that is there at the bottom. That's the Arcana card. So one of the ways that you can get kind of bugged, the game only checks if this Arcana card has dropped, not if you've picked it up. So if you don't pick it up, so if I hadn't come and gotten this one, whenever I had actually gotten all of that, because it tries to spawn ones that you're missing still. At first, a full rotation, until you've gotten all of the ones that, or it has spawned and you've killed all of the ones that have this. And once it's done that, then it just goes full random. And if I hadn't picked up this one, I would have to like wait till I just randomly got this guy again. Which is one of those things when some people are like, I've killed all of the names thousands of times, I'm missing still one card, is there anything I can do? There's actually one thing you can do is to go to a spot where they spawn and then just check which name it is. And if you just leave without assaulting them and then go back to another spot where a name can spawn, or the same spot even, a different name will be there. So you can kind of like that try to well, you have to figure out which one you're missing, and then from that, then combine that with that spawning method to yeah, the downsides of because that's likely just somebody's thing of, you know, okay, you've killed them, it dropped the thing, that's all we're checking for, that's the list we're gonna keep because that's likely easier. But then yeah, of course, it leads to issues for some people because they will have died, but then the player didn't pick it up. But sometimes as well, they of course get in fights with each other, and if that guy gets killed by a rusher, but you never noticed, then yeah, he still dropped this thing, he died, he dropped this thing, but you didn't pick it up, so now it's full random. And because the game does always try to spawn, in groups as well, it'll try to check who's missing which one, and then tries to usually make the best pick out of that. So if multiple people are missing the same one, that can help. But especially for solo players, that of course doesn't help them. Because the thing is, actually, if you play with newbies a lot, that can also help you fix that. Because the game goes like, okay, these two people, although actually, well, your list is incomplete, so it doesn't really count for yours.
Target spotted, Sheriff.
But yeah, they're getting some of the random ones, and then they'll go through their full list if you're playing with like one newbie a lot. And then you can kind of tag along for that. Of no bounties, somebody didn't spend it. Yeah. Oh yeah, you have to. The bounties are kind of direct results of how much you play in which zones. You'll get as well from the daily and the weekly some random ones, but generally they also go to the map you're on. For those. So maybe left to go. So yeah, I will show you. Well, it shows you if your supplies are there, and I'm not sure if it shows you how many. If it still drops blueprints though. But that list is limited. You don't get duplicates, so eventually you'll just drop, you know, not get any more drop from the box. But yeah, the first clear on a CP daily will get you that extra box, and yeah, that one does show with supplies available, or a timer for when it like resets, and it's the same as all the other daily resets. And that's actually a good reason to kind of, as a newer player, also just to, because as older players, there's we used to kind of do one control point over and over again sometimes, just if you really want to farm it hard. But actually nowadays that's not that beneficial because you also want to get the boxes, so you're much better off going like just through the map. Gonna pop another one here. If it puts it at the midpoint, I'll go and do it, but otherwise we're gonna... Yeah, Castle Clinton is annoying. Any other good target as you know? Let's go do some hyenas, because yeah, I need the hyena parts, even though they don't have... Well, they have this... well, this is like shared, so... Let's go see which ones I have. I missed one card, had to choose it in this one. Yeah. Yeah, that is a common issue. And it took us a while to kind of understand what was going on there, because also from data mining, nobody could kind of figure out how to... Because the thing is, when you're reverse engineering it and trying to go to the... Sometimes it just... Parts of it just... You're not... You know, the software isn't designed to reverse engineer it well, and then... But that one we know just more from specifically doing it wrong. Because I and one other person went out of our way with a fresh character. That was actually the character that became the on account 1, the one that doesn't have any of the side missions done. I specifically, from each faction, skipped one, and we had that. And it started to basically, we kept track of who we were getting and stuff. Oh, hey, it put it here. Nice. This place basically didn't show up at all. I don't have the classifieds on this character, but yeah, this is actually an easy one for because the classifieds is here and you just run across. And I run from descent. That's like. But yeah, this spot wasn't showing up at all for a little bit.
Combat simulation program active.
What's the card for? I think to one of what's in late match now. The cards are collectibles, and then in here you have database, and it's these ones. So the New York one or the DC ones are these snitch cards, and yeah, there's all of the names that you killed are they have a little thingy here. So for instance, you have this one, the King of Spades, Cowboy. This is that one heavy actually. This is that but yeah, we heard tell he once made it with a cow. Yeah, no. Stuff like that. But yeah, there's also Jackknife. His name is Jack. He once killed someone with a knife during dispute after a car accident. Spelling. His name is Jackknife. Not very original. Yeah. That's actually funny to guys read from there. And then the New York ones are called the Arcana cards. So yeah, you have the Snitch cards from DC and then the Arcana cards here. And actually, really. So this is Betsy. This is the grenade launching named dog. I think Warhand. I feel sort of bad for Betsy. I mean, it's not his fault he got that name. The battery enabled tower station yard. That's Betsy. Stationary, steady, and deadly. And there's a full set of them. Those world names, there's yeah, it's 52 in DC.
Target is near you, agent.
Actually, I'm assuming it's 52. I'm guessing it's like because it's. And then the thing of it as well is whenever you see, of course, the snitch playing with cards. That's those cards. But it's based on like the deck of 52 of Americans, especially do that for their soldiers. Of the people they're looking for, they just put their faces on playing cards, and then they did that in multiple wars, so that you know, people are familiar with the faces that there's on their highly sought for lists, kind of thing.
Fuckers over here! Sending out our This is it!
I didn't even get a transfer there. Nicked, tweets, and bounced. This guy nicked something, he tweeted about it, and then he bounced.
Shield up your ass! Gonna make it rain grenades! You wait for this, huh? You won't be able to
I lost all my mental stacks, but
Charge exposed.
it's fine.
Shade signature exposed to melee.
That was quite the wind up he had there. Okay, check this. Send it multiple times. Yeah, sometimes that happens. That's how random goes. Actually, a true random actually doesn't feel random to humans. I'll say I need there's a commendation for it. What spark are you using for this pro build? I was using tech well. Unlocking, not sure if I need the extra skill or if I would. So in this case, I'm running a tech tank, and as the name tech tank implies, it's for technician. And I'm just not using technician just for the extra tier. I'm also using it for this artificer. This artificer, even on my back, is healing my shield every 10 seconds. So my shield is not just strong but at 6 skill tiers, it's also getting healed for once this gets going for around 42%. It's a percentage heal, so you also want this number to be taking the edge there. Actually, I'm gonna do cover here and just
Charge exposed.
let's go over
Activated
here.
charge transfer.
Go like that. Send that thing down. And if you want the specific layouts, it is in the build collection. Hi.
Hey, no,
Okay.
wait.
Okay.
Where am I?
Which one?
That's your target.
But I'll link to the recommended build list. That's my agree. Because several of the tech tanks are in there. And you can have a look through them. This is a striker tech tank. And they're mostly just for solo. I mean, this is overkill for what you need in groups. Wait. Yeah. No, wait. Am I turned around? I'm completely turned around, I think. Yeah. That explains that. And then Firewall is pretty good for other, like for on Hunter's Fury. But there I don't go for the same amount of shield levels. I usually have like 2 blues or something on that.
Exposed. Exposed to melee.
Target neutralized.
But this is
Good work.
yeah, specialized for this. Here the global event is really helping because these don't do. They do enough damage, especially for solo. But
Target down.
here,
Good job.
you know, and the global event is helping a lot.
Nice.
And they align a lot with these. The tech tanks.
Looks like you earned yourself another bounty. Well done.
So able to play again, getting. Oh yeah, if you're getting as I saw the enragement comment there. He has the right tip for you there. If you have the Bravo 4, try rebooting your Ubiconnect. It seems to be an issue mostly with Ubiconnect not correctly handing off to the game. So try restarting Ubiconnect and luckily you already saw that. In my own world. I'm gonna take the long way there. Yeah, let's take the long way there. Just to keep my mementos. Actually, I can take that street as well. Checking for the snitch as well. I might as well take this route out. Because I ran into it as well. Sometimes you can still get past it by just being stubborn and just keep, you know, pressing spacebar to continue. And I'm actually kind of curious if it is specifically that, or if it's just an issue with the account maybe not being pulled to the correct server or something. Because what the game in the background does is, whenever you're logging in,
Target near you.
it creates basically on whatever server it can find for you
Hostile control point.
a session, and then puts you on that. But it needs to pull your save and your account to that, you know, server. So I'm wondering if it's maybe just there's some issue there, and it's mostly more just time related, because that could also be it.
Charge compromised.
Because people are also talking about rebooting and stuff. That would also, of course, restart Ubiconnect, but maybe it is just time related and just the time needed for. Next time I run into it, I'm gonna try that actually, just to just not do anything, give it like 10 minutes, and then try going in and seeing if that also helps. Because it might just be that. But in any case, doing that seems to solve it for most people, including me. At the very least, it's a workable solution. Even if it is maybe, you know, more not causation, but more just correlation. Just the two things happening at once that is causing it. Sometimes you have stuff like that as well. Because the servers are definitely struggling a little bit. It's noticeable in hit reg. It is noticeable in sometimes being very long stuck in 9%. But also, of course, it's not saving the state and stuff. So. Something is off. And I do love the Striker Tech Tank, especially with Oreo. This build really becomes a whole different beast once you have an Oreo, which is of course not something you start with. So there's that. Because the Heartbreaker with TKB, I feel, if you're going Elmo with this one, because you can also go Elmo with this one, it doesn't feel like anything special for me at least compared to the Heartbreaker one. Yeah, TKB with with Kingbreaker specifically, not just any TKB.
Target neutralized.
But this thing aligns so beautifully with the Oreo that since that has been out. Because as well, for instance, on this account, I have both versions. I have a Striker Tech Tank and I have the Heartbreaker. They are different things for different times. If stuff gets harder, I would much rather have the Heartbreaker one just so I can have some distance as well. Because with this thing, I need to kind of run and gun, and like we had with that named guy, I tried to push in a little bit too hard and did more than the build was able to do. Went a little bit deeper. And can I actually try cover to covering here? I might actually get those hyenas disrupted completed as well. Because the cover to cover does that for you.
What real pain is?
You got the target. Nice. Target spotted, Sheriff.
Joint transfer activated.
Pick me up.
Is it actually just 250?
Target neutralized.
I know. So she was the last named. She was like the boss of this bounty, and that hyena thing there. That's the tack ass. That's the tactical assessments. Yeah. You know, it should blow me up.
That's another one down. Good job, Agent.
Actually, one thing I should do here. So with the chest striker variant of this, I like having this an ACS here. I have the rock and roll here still, but I'm just gonna put the light glue there because I'm not really using that slot, and we can proficiency. We can proficiency up the light glue there. So I'm actually gonna prepare the thorn just in case. I feel with that shotgun, I always just just the silly dad joke of it's just what's wrong, shotgun? Nothing wrong, I'm torn. However that song goes. Na 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 na. But yeah, you know. We'll try to contain it. Yeah, let's go kill some boat bitches. What a name. What is their crime actually, does it say? Okay, well, they're just the DC ones are not as creative as the what is this? What is the Bellstone isn't too bad. Well, we'll go get this hyena one here as well along the way. I'm noticing as well with this account and not having... I've thought a few times to myself, I should just get the classifieds. I should just get the year 1 bundle or just ultimate when it's on sale or something for this account. Just for the classifieds, just to fast travel to them.
Civilians in danger.
But also, I feel that is a bit of a waste of money. Because actually this account, I've also been doing it, not getting the season tracks or anything. Not that those are ever needed, they just give you a little bit more caches and
Activated charge transfer.
I'm just gonna take the back massage from these rushers because that's less dangerous than somebody shooting me in the back.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
I'm out of bullets.
I'll keep an eye on you.
What? What? Oh, he grenaded himself. It's like, how did he shock himself all the way back there? But yeah, he grenaded himself. More?
We did it.
Is everyone all right?
Gotcha. Jesus.
Aim carefully.
Target near you.
Lady, why are you all the way?
None of them left.
That one I am gonna take. And him. Goose Cap Shadow. Captain Goose Shadow. These two were standing next to a flaming barrel, but then it exploded, but they didn't care. Do you care?
Charge exposed.
Why can't you guys be more like this guy? Who cares about being unfair? Wait, is that actually... If you blow up a weak point, then that... No, generally that still causes the actual effect to happen. I'm just gonna aggro them. Do I have anywhere to cover to? Well,
Grenade away.
it's just there.
Charge transfer initiated.
That's your target.
Okay, I might as well get those 250 shocks in. Or disrupts in. These are the readable ones. Nope. Oh, that might be graphics, and but no, I think I'm still set to like higher textures and stuff. This is one of the actually cooler places when they've put this here, and when you do the side mission here, you're shooting, or you can be shooting across. And one of the actual cool parts of this fight is, especially if you have neutral lighting on, I'm gonna do that here, but like you can make it actually really dark in here. It's just one of those. It's just simply set up. You might not actually do it because, you know.
Hostile strike. Charge
But
compromised.
it is set up to be in a spot where you and the enemies might shoot through it, and then yeah, make it quite a different vibe of this fight. Also, we're now just penduluming this thing.
Target. Nice.
Downstairs, downstairs. That's a Splinter Cell still lives on through other games. Let's see about this. Yeah, I do love my freshly juiced juices. Although, I mean, that one's not that fresh actually, but fresher than some. Just gonna aggro them actually, and then just run around a little, and then do one of these.
Charge compromised. Charge transfer activated.
Target spotted,
Or
Sheriff.
stand there, so oh, hi. These. I want to push out with a sniper on my side. Let's go deal with the sniper. Might also spawn the next wave. Oxy. We'll just take the stairs.
Target neutralized. Good work. That's the target, Agent.
Stairs. Wait, can we actually go up here? Because wasn't this the bugged state if you went this way? We'll find out in a second. Oh, have they fixed it that the elevator always opens? Because this elevator wasn't always open and the opening of it was from the inside. But no, actually, yeah. So they didn't fix the bug, they just reactivated it and forgot why they had removed it in the first place. You can still fix this because there's a way to get around, but it's very annoying that this still exists. And yeah, the way around is just you go around where you came in and then they're upstairs there. The doors will still not open because those open after the thing, but you can shoot them through the window of the doors. But my guess was that they removed it for this reason, but then they re-enabled it because likely not good internal communication because yeah, you can't open these doors here, which I don't want to try, you know? No. But yeah, you can shoot through them and then you have to kind of hope that nobody kind of
Hostile restore hive detected.
goes across, or that they have a restorer hive that they're gonna just sit on that I can't shoot. That's a name. I mean, I can disrupt it again. That's the play here. Your turn. Shadow. Madam Shadow. Please come out so I can murder you. I know it's not a very enticing reason to come out, but
You got the target. Nice.
I mean, maybe it was actually. I wish it was just
Cleaning
like,
up the
just
streets
kill
one
me.
bad guy at a time.
Been stuck in this
Nicely
room
done,
for
Sheriff.
years. Okay, so this place is still shitty. Let's see where this one goes, actually. Let's go from DUA so I don't give up my stacks. We'll go the southern route. The mission isn't set anyway, so we can just walk through it. Oh, we're running here. I'm gonna set it to auto run. I'm gonna check actually on the official Discord if they have said anything about maintenance.
Agent charge compromised. Charge transfer initiated.
Playing with our food. Feel we should sample that and turn it into a song or something. Just the beep beeps. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, no news and announcements. Okay. Hoping they still will. Would be nice. Because there's a few issues that need to resolve. Inspection, the world state, the raid issues. Brazen also has an issue that kind of needs to be fixed. Is that all of them?
Charge compromised.
At least from recent ones.
Target is near you, Agent.
I'm already low on ammo before I'm even there. But I don't think I grabbed ammo after the last. You know what? We can always use the light glue. And there's actually ammo here, isn't there? Thought there was. There's definitely going to be some in that side mission because, or in the bounty area because that's a side mission area.
That's right.
Fuck you!
This build isn't very correctly
Charge
critted
compromised.
Not now.
for a shotgun. It's set up for a SMG, so shotgun is not doing much, man. Conserved me some ammo. Let's just murder this dog very quickly.
System disrupted.
And they have a little tiny... That's not tiny. They have a hole in their backside.
System reactivated.
It's funny because it's true. But yeah, they have their basically their back on the sniper dogs isn't protected, so you can just shoot directly into their health from there. So if you get their behinds, it's actually the best place. Easily kill them. Because the grenade dogs as well have a similar area, which is the arm that is holding up the grenade launcher. So whenever you're shooting that arm, it just goes directly into
Agent charge compromised.
their health pool.
Exposed to melee.
Just gonna kill these guys before heading in.
Detected. Nearby location. Guarded by hostiles.
We. Also, I just need 2 more bounties. the bounty thingy. I'm actually gonna just chain this guy and just let the aggro come, just so I can
Special.
do this.
Activated charge transfer.
Target spotted, Sheriff.
Watch
Charge
this asshole
exposed.
die.
Get some hyena disruptions in. It was just 250, right? So basically done. Just gonna have a little bit of a tickle fight with this heavy.
Target neutralized. Good work.
Charge transfer activated.
Let's jump down.
That's your target.
Leave this fuck to me.
They must be behind me then if they're not in front of me.
Got him now.
Charge transfer initiated.
The hyena's done.
Charge exposed.
Also, I'm doing hyenas for their tactical assessments.
Exposed to melee.
You got the target.
Surprised actually that she did so little damage.
That's the target, Agent.
There's a little bit of a hunter shimmer here.
Charge transfer
They've
initiated.
really upped those. For whenever you haven't done the hunters yet, it actually does that in all of the places where the hunters are, just to, you know, get people even more interested in
Good work.
investigating the area. Not that you would ever figure it out just by investigating the area, but the shimmering
you earned
definitely
yourself another
wasn't
bounty.
this
Well done.
level ever, like, till they changed it. I think it was season 9 that they upped it to these amounts. And from that as well, you can tell who has and hasn't done the hunters. Because if you do the hunter here, you don't have that anymore. Or if the person that owns the world. It is world based. So. You're in somebody else's world and it's shimmering like that. That's why. Has to be some ammo here. I'm pretty sure there's some ammo back there. Not back here, but the middle room. That's the exit. This thing. Yeah, here we go. And yeah, funnily, we can actually interact with this thing. It doesn't do anything. You use that in the side mission. Actually, I didn't notice before that this is a door that remembers its state as well. It's funny that these things aren't changed, because these are also world state things. So this has a yellow lock on it, but this is one of those doors, once you open it once, it always stays open. Because actually, thinking about it now, this one as well, and that one's also just open. Some insects getting in our ways. Yeah, we need one more, and I think actually, yeah, we're gonna use the one there. Once we have all these done, I might actually try out. Should be able to craft that, or maybe we'll go do a count energy. I wanted to maybe max that before I mess about with it. Also, a freeze. Is that a game crash? Just gonna give it a second more. Yeah, no. Game has decided to shit the bucket. That's fine. We'll boot her back up. Interesting. I haven't had that many crashes, but I definitely had one. I don't remember what we were doing, but a few days ago, and then this is the second one so far. I don't think the game handed off that it was shut down. Nope. Good damn. This. Let's see if restarting Human Connect helps. One thing that is actually noticeable is they've changed it how UV Connect logs in. And that has actually helped its speed quite a lot. Like it actually launches a lot faster, which doesn't really matter often, of course, but me being a person that swaps account here and there, it is very noticeable. I think, yeah, there's a little bit of latency on my voice. Tiny amount. I should have fixed it. Yeah. And now let's see if the game loads in one go, because that's also a thing. Game will load. We believe in you. Okay. Open up my cheeses. I'm going full Dutch today. We have ourselves some Gouda cheese, but then also some grapes. So we're going a little bit, Dutch Frenchy. Not other cheeses and grapes, but Gouda and grapes. That's a pretty tasty combination if you've never tried it. Apparently hard to eat.
Target near you.
Okay. Even kept us where we were. Alright, the last needed bounty. Quite often you have some random patrols here, so I'm just looking for those. And then after this, I'll see about optimizing that one. Do we have actually any of the outcast zones okay? That's not too bad. Skill mods here, we can go get this one. We'll go roam Constitution Hall a little bit with that improvised setup. I did lose all my memento stacks, but I'll live or I'll die. It's not end of the world, except if it turns out to become the end of the world. I got my season Eagle's Grasp there.
Agent charge compromised.
Hopefully not a names group there, because that statue area is a spawn point. Although there is. No, it's hyenas as well. So they're not even going to be fighting each other. Just gonna go for a quick murder on this guy.
Target spotted, Sheriff.
Cover to cover. Do we want to kill a snowman? I really do.
Charge exposed.
Also, what's Snowman doing in Division 2? He should be in Division 1. Wait, the hyenas also have a name called Duchess?
Target neutralized. Good work.
So, did they plagiarize themselves? Massive, I mean. 'Cause what is she doing here, not in Wall Street? I'll go loot over here. Medic? No medicing.
Charge transfer activated. Agent charge compromised.
That's your target. You got the target. Nice.
Hey, we're gonna murder Edge. Too bad Christian isn't here.
That's the target, Agent.
Wait, what did the- oh, yeah, that's-
Target neutralized.
We
Good
took
work.
the edge off. Badumsh. We're gonna donate that.
That's another one down. Good job, Agent.
I know, I got the South Lawn bitches. Although they're on the North Lawn, so yeah. Whole world is upside down. Yeah, let's take this back to the White House. Let's get cleaned up from all these bannies, and then we'll take out that improvised headhunter for its first foray.
Looking for something?
This one's doable. We'll hold on to that one. Donate that one. It's just one piece and not per se worth it, but also with crafting all of those improvised pieces and stuff. Actually, I don't know. I'm back up to decent amounts. I was very low on protective fabric, so that's already a little bit up. I need this to be 2K as well on receiver components before we hit the end of this week. Just so next week I can get all of the requisition ones. But likely actually we'll play this account a little bit next week just to... But mostly for watch alt purposes. Another Eagle's Grasp there. Also, I saw a backup boomstick coming out of that. The one I was looking for a long as well. This was one of my last names that I hadn't... I was just gonna put the Eagle's Grasp in here. We'll keep the best one. Hopefully we'll get a full weapon damage one, and I'll just take that and donate it. Not getting comms from Descent for 2 weeks now. I'm stuck at 4172. I don't know why. That's interesting. Even on the characters that I didn't have full comms on,
Good to be seen.
it did give me a new comp.
Clan invite
If you're
received.
so you have to keep. Although I'm guessing if you have the number that you kept track of it, but they don't. They no longer because they play them instantly when you get out of there. So I don't know if I got one of the newer ones on this account. No, I didn't. But it's all with Agent Hoskins. So if you have any of the last comms, it'll also be the last comms. So if any of them include something about Agent Hoskins, those are the new ones. But because they no longer show up as like the exclamation point because they actually play correctly when you come out of descent now. And on the character that has been keeping up to the end, I'm on 54 out of 52, so that was working. But also on the other ones, I did it on a few other characters that were below 52, and so far I've gotten it on every character. So. It might be something specific because that doesn't mean that it didn't happen. I'm not saying that, but at least for me, because sometimes there's like specific issue or something. Issues. For proficiency. Yeah, I have the same, but I proficiencyed a bunch of weapons, or I graded up a bunch of weapons using up all these receiver components, and I made a lot of improvised pieces using up a lot of my protective fabrics. Trying to get those back up. And these two you should always just be donating, but they do fill up faster than anything else, especially if you're deconstructing a lot. They also do the least for proficiency, but you get. But I'm just now below the amounts needed for a weekly, but I'm also not that far below. Let's grab the improvised one, and hey, the Pergy, and I'm doing okay, and I hope you're doing fine as well. I'm actually gonna save this one with. I feel if we're gonna have this, we should have it with the O'Carroll and Ekins long stick. And you have to say it that way. That's the name of it. It's not Mike's long stick because that's actually what it is. It's Mike's long stick. But you have to say it like that. You have to say Ekim's long stick. Because that's proper English, and that's what we talk here. We don't speak that here. That's what we talk here. And I'm making a new monstrosity. So we actually have one more optimization. I'm actually gonna let's. So we need 150-ish alloys. No, it's breaking point blueprints, of course. Not coming. Let's see how much that would cost me for mask ones. This is generally a waste to do it like this, but it's fine. I just want it to be maxed out before I take it out. Just to, well, I mean, it still won't be maxed out because I don't have the. So. Yeah, we're going below 2K electronics. Actually, we need 1600 for the weekly if it becomes electronics. So we need just under 150. So I'm going to actually go to 148 here. Because also we need... Oh, actually, this eats up protective fabrics as well. It's fine. We'll run this account a little bit. Just to get it back up. Because, we'll need... just under 50 of these as well. So there's 25 for the last step, 23 for the step before it. So those two I know off the top of my head, and it's actually the last two steps. So actually, too much already. As I was talking. So at least I want to have the weapon damage maxed out. And let me just use up all of that. And I feel I'm gonna save this build as this now. We need to get 2 more headshot mods before we build showcase this, but that build showcase is still while away. as likely going to be pretty far in the future. Yeah, let's go play around with this. Actually, let's go take it to the range for a second. I just want to see what its cap is. Indeed, long. And also it's a shtick.
I got what you want, Agent.
Indeed. I made a visual image there. Let's actually not yeah, let's not discuss it. Oh yeah, I can't modify that one. I can modify this one. Give it actually the right scope. Actually, let's make this one scopeless. Oh no, actually no, I want a good scope on one of these weapons. Just make sure that the 5 weapon damage is in there. I feel the O'Carroll is the right weapon choice for on this thing as well. Just kind of it. I'm gonna run it mostly with the SR1 with Determined, but you know, just for the build picture and stuff. Although actually, this is not gonna get a build picture. I'm gonna actually add it in as a S build, just to have it in the build collection. But this character doesn't show up on there. But we'll still make a build picture out of this just for the lulz. Ooh, it caps at 20. 2 more headshots should give it a few more percent on the last shot. That doesn't go into the headhunter cap, but it'll at least pull it up to like 21 million. Because 20 million grenade names and stuff. But actually, so this caps at 22. Yeah. Yeah, let's take that thing and well, let's go start here. Actually, let's bump it up to 5 directives because this thing doesn't care about ammo. Let's see if I can make it to the shared space just in time. No, just because if I could have rolled. Because if you make it there, you don't get the loading screen. Not that it matters. Actually, are all of our hotshot pieces maxed out? Because otherwise we might also go there. Yeah, let's go over here then. We'll roam this zone a little bit, play around with this thing. Because I feel this is basically the extreme version of you know, you can make a hotshot build in any way. Well, how about making a hotshot build without hotshot? Or brand bonuses at all. Should have I actually didn't catch what the first shot there was because I only looked at the caps, but I'm gonna guess the first shot is gonna be enough for purple. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Could be above the 6-something million mark. Because you only really need like 6.3.5 or 6.4-ish or for one of those. I'm just gonna not even help these guys. I might turn around and put a shot into that heavy afterwards, but not now. I'm also gonna grab foam here instead of this, just so I don't have a cooldown of that thing. I do want to shoot a purple. Ooh, 5.7. Okay, that's so. Although I might have, I think I lost vigilance there just beforehand. Let's salvage this. I was waiting for that red to get on the minigun because that's where they were going, obviously. So I'm not sure if that was a convoy that we got into or not. So I'm gonna call them in actually.
Reinforcements incoming.
I want them to be here quick. And hitbox on that on there. And also the railing isn't helping, man. You really need to hit their shoulder, basically. Don't have a revive hive, so I should watch out for just letting them pelt away at me. And I'm avoiding using the global event just because I want to see what this thing can do. But I also want the stars, that's why the global events.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
At least the nice thing with this one, it doesn't actually affect me until I want it to. But I feel I didn't kill that guy. I feel I put him out of his misery.
Incoming hostiles detected.
You're bugged. I am bugged.
Agent charge compromised.
That's one big gun.
Damn you!
And a headhunter doing the heavy lifting here, but or a determined doing the heavy lifting here.
That's the last of them.
This isn't over
Yeah.
yet. Not by a long
Why am I even looking for where they're coming from? I can just look at the drone and know where they're... But it is a silly thing that kind of works. But as expected, it's still a headshot. It is still a determined headhunter build. Doesn't really matter as long as you reach the points where... I don't want to see, actually, we'll go for another control point in a second. If it was that I lost vigilance, we're going to do this at the range, of course, as well, but I'm out here anyway, might as well test it out here. If it was that I had lost vigilance,
We got them all.
or it was something else. Or if we just, yeah, do 5 points.
Supply room access.
That'll be
unlocked.
impressively low, because we're still a build with full weapon damages and like that. There's still, you know, 6 headshot rolls plus 6 well, eventually 6 mods. That might be it. We could use those mods.
Come on.
Annoyingly, I also don't have like 9.8s or 9.9s for headshot just lying around. Because on this account, I'm just doing the 3 mods unless... Like PFE, I have 6 just because, you know, sometimes you need 6. But...
Hell yeah.
I didn't have any extra headshot ones lying around. Let's go to the other control point. I'm going to open up with putting my hands all over Mike's long shtick. And just, you know, just having a firm grasp on it, and then we're going to just make it shoot all over some of these ones. All over their face. Preferably. Oh. Are they coming or are they going? They are coming.
Hostile control point detected.
And also, yeah, you know what? Actually, yeah, let's deal with all of this. But I'm also gonna aggro these guys. Oh. That guy was in a hurry to shoot me.
Just
gonna aggro them.
compromised.
So they don't go too far. No special ammo. That's gonna spawn the next wave, which is a bad choice on my end, but I needed him gone. These guys will spawn on the sewer here. I'm gonna try to leave one alive and just... I'm afraid of rushers. That's one should be.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
It's like, if this one...
Agent vital signs 0.
I was afraid of these, like, holes and stuff. But yeah, it's fine. least we don't have a memento or anything that we lose. We can just go back. At least both of those things will be despawned now, so... Also, we don't even lose ammo or anything like with last season. But I should have fallen back more there, and that would have allowed me to stay alive. So actually, I know usually you don't want to be in situations like that where when you're poking up, there might be stuff in your way, and there was a ton of stuff in my way. Shouldn't have done that. But you die and learn. Okay, that's the... Actually, no, I want to use the SR1. I do want to lose my Headhunter, though. And there's a little bit of a trick here. If you're far enough away, and if you get lucky here, I can actually call them in. And that didn't actually aggro anyone down. This is because we're just far enough away that they can't hear it. I mean, well, the detection range isn't. We have an elite convoy coming out, still spawned from the same spot. I want to see... Okay, yeah, no, we just don't have enough for to start on a purple. Hopefully with 2 more headshots we do, because we're not too far off. That was a 5-7, so I need a 6-3. That's not gonna happen actually though, because that's... We're actually straddling the line of 300.
Incoming hostiles detected.
So that means at 300 every point we're adding is a quarter actually. Because at 200 it's already 1/3. So 20% we can already guesstimate is going to add a quarter of it, so 2.5%. That's not enough. We basically need 10%. But then of course we have Mike's long dick. Maybe that can do it. Although attack 50 can do it, yeah. Actually headshotting? Who does that?
Heavily armored hostile.
Ain't nobody got time. Also reloading this thing. Ain't nobody got time. Luckily for me, my assault team is already here. So, that was the most apt call out I've ever heard an NPC make. I feel useless. She said out here, but we can end the sentence there for her.
Incoming hostiles detected.
I wanted to keep that stack. I had plans for that stack. It's hard to actually see in there. At least this will let me know what the first shot is going to be. Oh, yeah, all the wiggles. That was a crit one though. Just gonna say bye to that named. Actually, these guys hurt me on the wiggles. They went from just wiggling a little bit to just... What is this dude doing? I mean, he's swapping between 2 targets way too fast, but... Yeah. Sir, I know. Could one of you... That was the most intense wiggle I've ever seen. You just came from up there. Make up your goddamn mind. Or well, let me make up your goddamn mind then with a shot in it.
Heading for the minigun.
Launch compromised.
Get me out of this!
Okay, 6-8, 6-6, and a 6-8.
Detecting
Likely
additional
this.
hostile
Oh, actually no.
contacts.
Well, yeah, we do have detox, of course. So that's well, that's not enough of a detox difference then. They should make it so that this guy just pings all the time. That way you feel you're really playing in a group. You know, whenever he goes down, just ping, 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 ping. Self-aware indeed. Didn't want to die. He was like, if I wiggle hard enough, maybe they won't kill me. Maybe that's what's happening with the servers. That's why they're lagging like this. The server has just become self-aware. Although, well, I say that, and then we have this. It's raining, so these guys don't know where I am, so they're also getting
Charge
scattered
closed.
to everything because they're aggroing other stuff. And they don't remember that they're supposed to come and try to kill me. Because that rusher is just... What you doing, buddy? Yeah, likely on the other side. We would have seen him by now. The rain is sometimes more annoying than you help. At least from this side, they remember that they have to, like, they have a waypoint to where I... Yeah, let's try to come my way.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
There it is then. Let's see if I can remind them where I am. That seems to have helped. But it is also handy because, you know, if I have a drone and they don't, that's not. Let's go loot this first.
Supply room access unlocked.
Oh, is it the white that extra 26 headshot? Not particularly, because that's gonna be the base on the SR1, especially the Model 700 as well. Just outdo it even on the first shot. Because I have a O'Carroll on here, which I'm using. Actually, what would work as well if I had like 10 grading on this even. Yeah. Because actually the SR1 on this one is optimized, right? Yeah, but it's just not graded yet. 10 grading should be enough. Plus those 2 headshots. Because the second shot doesn't matter.
Friendly
Whatever.
combatants detected. Friendly control point detected.
Because you have to keep in mind, well, it is more headshot on the White Death. The O'Carroll is basically the same like base weapon as that one. It has also even the same headshot. It just doesn't have, you're not free on the talent. So, but you can see the total damage there going down. Actually, if we go to the show base damage here, the base damage on this thing is 464, and the base damage on a White Death is 460. So the SR1 basically does around the same amount on the first shot as a White Death with the same talents. And then it does a lot more on its capture. And that's including that. Because the base weapon of the carbine M44 just is even worse. They really did the White Death dirty. Let's get the last control point here. We'll get some loot along the way.
Friendly combatants Weapons nearby.
And thanks so much there, Trainee Place, for the subscription there with Prime. Much appreciated. Glad it seemed interesting enough for you to go like, you know what, I'll waste my Prime on this dumbass. But much appreciated. No, expertise will likely push it over. I didn't want to do that yet here. I kind of wanted to see how this thing... Although this thing, I mean, works perfectly fine, even for what kind of a dumb setup it is, because... You know, it is a dumb setup. You shouldn't ever do this, but, you know, it's a joke. In the same way as you shouldn't do 6 pieces 511. I also want to make a purple one. And I was kind of considering, so... There is a way now to craft level 40 purple gear. Unless they took that away, actually. I'm not... They didn't take that away, right? It's still... Like, it's just not crafting maxed out pieces anymore, but you still have purple. Because I might try that on level 3rd account. But then also, I might actually just do it on main account. And there, I don't have a watch alt or a slot for a watch alt, so... I would have to just farm it, which I would enjoy. I wouldn't mind. Going for a fresh new purple build.
Hostile control point nearby.
I'm gonna clear out the initial wave of this thing, not the whole activity, because well, actually no. If it's propaganda, they're far enough. That was a public. Perfectly balanced gun down, yeah. So, I mean, it is perfectly balanced. Like if the balance is completely like that. You just think it's perfect, like it's just one side touching the floor. It's still balanced. It's just not, you know, between the two items. Consider having this one is the best. Yep. So I'm going to fix that broken. No, the tournament isn't. I wouldn't consider it per se broken because it's a combination as well with Headhunter. Like if we're gonna consider the tournament broken, honestly, I'm then considering... I mean, I do. I more consider them overpowered, but it's much more the combination of Headhunter as well. Headhunter, even when it initially came out, to me, I was very concerned about its cap amount. And that turned to be a thing, yeah. Because if Headhunter without marksman rifles would cap around 15 million or something, you still... Yeah. Other talents, and then stuff like the Regulus full run and stuff wouldn't even be possible, and probably better. Determined then you would need damage talents to make up for it, so then Determined wouldn't even be that viable. Because if you could do it without Determined with a damage challenge, because the damage challenge for marksman rifles is like Ranger on these kind of stuff. Like these guys are 56 meters away, so there's a distance thing. Whenever you're covering something, there's actually at the top that DTT where it says that's distance to target. So you can guesstimate from that what Ranger would do. And Ranger goes pretty quick. It is a self-additive, so it's not that insane, but.
Charge compromised.
We're putting you know, pretty big amp on the end of stuff. No, so, yeah. Although the thing is, I agree as well with that. But I would just call it overpowered, not per se broken. Because they intend what they... If they wanted to have changed it, they wouldn't have changed just the wording on the perfect ones and stuff. But it is weird indeed that the perfect ones are worse than the normal one. Because I think as well, if they just made it that you can basically waste one shot, and just how the perfect ones work, it would still be likely the best talent for Headhunter. And you could just go, yeah, headshot and then quick shot on somebody else, and a headshot and a quick shot on somebody else, headshot, quick shot on somebody else. And that would still have value. But even with determined, you know, I'm gonna miss a bunch of shots here and there.
Charge compromised.
Just because aiming is hard. And then also, for instance, there was a building in the way there when I was doing a tracking shot.
Hostile broadcast picked up.
Wait for it. You guys have thank you for the pick it up. Yeah, glad you like them. And welcome aboard. And yeah, very much thanks again for that stuff. And that's what they're for. I like making them as well. This is usually tests my knowledge, and sometimes it leads me to test things just to be sure when I put them in the guides, or for the build, you know, build collection stuff as well. As part of the build collection, there are some unsung heroes there, with although many, not just like one or two, but plenty of people that go like, "Ooh, 22 wasn't enough for this." Is that thing of grenadiers have a little bit more than assaulters, and it's of course more pronounced on names. He might have also had ragers, but I don't think he had ragers at the moment I took the shot because oh no, maybe he had ragers. That's maybe it. It's actually 22 should still be enough. So maybe it was that actually. I would have to re-see it. I forgot about it. Yeah, no worries. It's more the reason I know those as well is just when Project Resolve hit and they did the rebalance on the weapons, I kind of went through all of them, put together the DPS tables for them. Alright, for those we then do DPS tables. We put they are on the burst and sustain tables now, but they don't really like have burst and sustain. That makes no sense for marksman rifles, but the base damages of them is in there and stuff. So you can use those to compare. I had to upgrade the bench to high end, so before that I was making purples of them. Yeah, I had the same on this account because this is the account I ran into. The third character on this account, I just got to 40, and then what I usually do is just craft some parts for them. So I usually craft 3 Providence and then Cheska, Fenris, Grupo for them, and then just whatever weapon if I need a weapon, just so they have something I can run around with in the open world and just not feel like complete shit. Yeah, let's go do this one. And that's when I ran into it, and I gave them credits real quickly, but yeah, I'm curious if maybe they altered that, because I don't think that although well that would still make sense, because there's also now a little bit of discrepancy between boosted characters or characters that do DC start and boost, and then characters that are Woni, because in Woni you would have automatic upgrades. So likely if you do a Woni start, you still get the automatic upgrades. I'm gonna guess. Because they're combining kind of 2 systems together that weren't ever, you know, designed to kind of intermingle. So I'm curious what their patch actually did in the background. You could see them taking that out, for instance, if that was causing the problem, that the upgrade was causing the problem. That's fine. Say counter armor. Yep. That's changing it and just push it down the list. I think they just were fine with it. They were like, because even now, just socially, it's kind of not completely accepted in actually, yeah, let's try this with Ekim's. Okay, Ekim's has 6.6 there. Well, of course, Ekim's is reliant on oh, I forgot that this. Of course, then. There's also a trick here. So these guys aren't firing at me. The rain has stopped. It's not the rain. This gate is invisible, or it's basically to me, of course, it's open. To them, it's not. just because this is a side mission area. So actually, if I were to like just walk past this gate, they would start shooting at me. But here you can actually just sit on this side of the gate and just. And of course, this is a little bit of cheating. And there are actually more gates like this, and they almost all have this same effect. So there's a bunch of other areas you could do this kind of shenanigans. Although, of course, they will eventually try to investigate.
Armored hostile detected.
But then you just deal with, you know, when they try to investigate. Also, for instance, Black Tusk, if they have a drone up. So, for instance, one of the things that their drone actually does for the snipers, you can't actually, when their drone is up, it basically has perfect vision. Same for actually the drone controllers. Usually, if there's a far group of Black Tusk and they put up and the drone controller puts up their drones, that's when you usually get instantly spotted. Those drones have like really good view range. Same for the sniper drones. The sniper drones, you can't actually, you know, just because if you don't have that, you can kind of just flank them basically. Just try to re-engage from the sides and just not have that be. Oh yeah, these guys, just because they can't see me as well, they'll just keep running around. But we'll get them eventually. You know what? Just stay there for a second. Okay. But yeah, it's a little bit of a cheese. And I think that just with... Because partially as well, they are definitely not aware what in
Reinforcements en route.
some circles goes on with builds and stuff. And that's obvious, and that's okay as well. Like, it would be nice if they kind of, you know, played their own game, but the higher end of the decision making definitely doesn't to the degree that we would want them to. They definitely play the game just casually, but not to... where are these guys? And I don't think they actually know like how effective a hotshot can be and stuff like that. Wait, is this one of the guys from the initial wave?
Hostile broadcast picked up.
The attack phase? They were just out for a walk. Hello? Can I get you? They were just out for a walk, you know, just leisurely. At least that works out with this as well.
Additional hostile contacts.
With them spawning right on top of me. He's running out of town with that soundbar, but like, no. I'm also kind of just okay with it, especially as long as it's not per se in a group setting. Sometimes even in a group setting, I'm okay with it if we're if the goal is to grind. If we're just in bounty cheesing and stuff, we're already cheesing.
Charge.
A little bit more
exposed.
cheese doesn't really spoil it, I feel. But in general, group play, I try to avoid it for myself, and sometimes even nudge people to go like, you know, maybe don't. Especially solo, it's undeniable how powerful it is. And I still, what I try to do for myself is still try to go for headshots even with Determined. And then if I kind of need a Determined, use a Determined, like those guys, but then... I wish Determined actually did a thing with headshots. Maybe if you hit the body 70% less or something, that would still make stuff like hotshot and stuff like they wouldn't even notice the difference. But then for the people that kind of like making, you know, for instance that high-end drone hybrid or the rifle one I'm kind of messing about with, yeah. That's a completely different story. And then You would still want to go for the headshots, but then you still could go for, you know, if you need to determine, you can just determine that. I feel that would be nowadays a more elegant solution for it. But also they've left it for so long, kind of in the same way with Striker, because I kind of feel with Striker being so prevalent as the same kind of taste to me as determined. But they're definitely not gonna tune them down. And actually for those people that also always go, they don't listen to us at all. They really didn't listen to us at all. They would have also just nerfed them. Partially, I think as well, they're okay with it because they're like, okay, a lot of people are playing it and they seem to be enjoying themselves. Let's let them. Yeah. Chat with Manta works wonder. Face tank with him. Yeah. Server damage suggests if you're getting Bravo 04s, when you're logging in, try restarting UbiConnect. That seems to alleviate it for at least a little bit. So yeah, try restarting the UbiConnect launcher. Also assuming that you're on PC. Although I feel I've seen only people on PC have that issue. So. Okay, so yeah, this thing is actually, yeah, you know, it works. It's fine. Don't do this, but also if you want to do this, do this. Why not? You know. I feel this is kind of, for instance, for myself, I always try to buy T-shirts that are unbranded, that don't have the brand on them. I just always feel running around with a T-shirt with a brand on it. It's just, you know, I'm just making advertisement for the company. As somebody who isn't really fond of ads anyway, I just buy plain T-shirts. I feel this is that build. This is they were talking with Project Resolve about trying to get brand loyalty up. This is like the counter culture to that. This is the black T-shirt, the build. Although actually I'm not wearing a black T-shirt, but I feel this is that
What
thing.
can I do for you?
A white death there.
Glad we got that settled.
Donate the thorn and we'll keep that one. Could actually put a thorn or something there for all these skills. Yeah, I need to go get 2 more headshot mods. And then maybe some grading on the SR1 when I run it would be enough. But yeah, definitely as the build picture, I'm going to put O'Carroll and Ekins a long pick on there, of course. So that, you know, people remember to touch Ekim's long shtick and go, oh, Carol. That works on. Yeah, but that's also the thing is that's reliant on Headhunter as well. If Headhunter wasn't as powerful as it is, then it wouldn't. It's the mix of the boom. But I would still say like broken, because broken means that it needs to be fixed. I wouldn't say it's that. I would say it's overpowered in the same way that Strikers is overpowered. I wouldn't say Strikers is broken. It's the intent. It's working as intended, basically, but just not the way we would want it. I'm gonna actually grab this thing again, the Ninja Bike variant of the Headhunter Turtron hybrid, Tech Tank. What's over here? I'm gonna just roam the gear mod zone for a second or two. See if we can get those 10 headshots, or maybe even like a 9 point, just to have something to fill in there. Anything 9+ headshot would be
Area entered.
enough. Actually, I could check the vendor site, see if there's maybe like a something on there. And tomorrow we'll have another vendor reset. Let's actually have a look. And if you haven't seen this site before, this is if you just search Vendor Division 2 or Ruben Division 2. This is Ruben Alamina's site. He keeps all of the. He used to do this in Division 1 as well, but all of the vendors, the items on them, he keeps them updated here, so you can just go and see that there is a 7 headshot on the thing. What 7 is like a 7-3. Well, that's DZ South, so that's not doable. A 7-4 on Benitez. Well, we'll go get those two 7-4s for just filler for now. Although actually, you know what? I can also, of course, I'll put it into both chats just in case people want to have that, and that gets updated usually a little bit after the vendors actually reset, because yeah, it's done by humans. It's not API or anything. Where's the playlist for Indeed, it is. It is incredibly easy. That's also kind of the reason I'm weaning off of it, or doing it a little bit less, or trying to not use it as much as, yeah, it is quick, but I also kind of like hunting for heads. It's a lot more enjoyable. But sometimes I'm in it for the grind, so it's... at least we have both options, kind of. It's also okay to be, you know, vocally against it. Okay.
Civilians in distress.
And I was doing some testing as well with this yesterday night. I actually couldn't sleep, so I went for another hour-ish. But actually, without grading, if I put the headshot mod in here and then put a chain killer in here, because it's with the Ninja 1 bike 1, so we only lose 30 weapon handling, and then we gain the 5 weapon damage, you know, the 5 DTA, but that doesn't really matter. And then it is still enough for the first shot on the enemy. But then what ended up happening actually is that the second shot wasn't enough for a purple. So I ended up actually going to chain killer and then 5 on a 5 grading, and that solved that. And then, you know, just for testing purposes, just I wanted to know
Hostiles detected.
how far did we need to push it, but anyway.
All clear.
Love how these gals are going all clear when it's just the rushers rushing this way.
Damn it!
So like the reload on this thing, it's silly on this build. I'm going to ranset their gear set. Do you mean either or? Just have one of the
Target
other.
is nearby.
I think the combination that they have now is actually pretty good in comparison as well to Division 1. Because now all of the gear sets as well have to be combined with brand sets, really. You're gonna put, because doubling, you can of course double gear set and stuff, especially with the Ninja bike, but that generally doesn't work out. Anything you can do in that way, you're better off doing in oh, actually that's a banning. I don't per se want to do banning. Let's go be over there. Just gonna roam the zone for a little bit, get some printer filaments if nothing else, but also maybe some headshot ones. The access again around message Bravo. So yeah, put out Bravo for try restarting UV Connect. It's behind the ad there for a sec, but yeah, try restarting UV Connect. Yeah. Let's re-insert those. And for that, yeah, you didn't need to close the game anyway. Because it won't shut down with the game active. Yeah, like this determined, but inverse is the true one is balanced by. Yeah, that is as well. But yeah, I had my I had my issues with Headhunter when it got added to the game. So I was like, this lets even 2 week a thing, right? But this time it's a baseline of the game, and Honestly, I've come around more so to Headhunter. I still prefer just per chance crit damage based, just, you know, just putting out a bunch of shots builds over trying to. There's always joke calling them point and click adventures, but it's definitely enjoyable. It's also kind of depends on how good your aim is, as my game has improved over time with Division, but also partially by track. Definitely determined doesn't help with that. So
That's false. They have no rights here. We run
they got aggroed over there by something by the looks of things. I'm gonna close the distance a little bit more. Because also I do have 28 meters optimal, so.
I gotta reload.
Access key detected.
God damn it. Why so far?
Progress halted. Manual override required.
Good. Fighting each other, and because of that. There you are.
Hostile broadcast picked up.
Don't forget that we run this town. We've got enough resources to last a lifetime.
What's the best way to grind for Fox and Convex is with skill damage, so I can reroll the core countdown with 12 knees targeted? Yeah.
Come to Wall Street.
Countdown, or just if they're in the open world. So actually, I mean, so countdown is going to be generally the best. But if you just want a little bit of a different thing, you can also go. For instance, I saw Petrov was that zone I was in earlier, so you could try to. Contractors and Fox's Prayer don't drop as often as some of the names do. They're from the classic names. They don't have the drop rate of some of the, you know, things like Career or such, or Relic.
Charge transfer initiated.
I'm surprised that hit there. I was on fire, so I didn't have the ability to ADS there. Well, that's still working.
Manual override required.
And I determined there, but I still wanted to go for the headshots, just because. The real tool from GitHub is going to be updated for the New Year 60. Do you know? I don't have a direct line to those guys, but I do know that the person working on them was still active, like 2 months ago. Because I was kind of approached by. Is that too? Maybe it's. No, it was about 2 months ago. Just because they had a few questions and they were asking around, and I did know a few of them, so helped that. But I was through another person. But I would expect them to take a little bit to, because I don't know if that person is per se active in the game. If you need a build thingy, because there's also there are also other variants available. And otherwise, Scoops is in here for a second ago. But there are actually other tools as well for build making, and one of them is by a certain Scoobs on the Reddit. But that's this thing. I'll link to this one as well. This one has been updated to U21, so you can mess about with that one. It's yeah, it is one that you kind of have to put in your own Google Drive and stuff. So it's not a website; it's a spreadsheet. So you need to, but it will do the things for you.
Control point detected.
I'm gonna avoid the control points, even though I can use the global event to actually have enough to kill the name and stuff. Just for quickness sake here. Also, I'm getting I'm 69 on the season track. Actually, you know what? Let's take a screenshot of that. Why not? Because we are children, and when I say we, I mean I, of course. But also you guys too, of course. Right. It's the funny number. Yeah, let's go now. I should actually maybe be clearer as well for the headhunter one because it's catching up there. It is partially so yeah. Overall, it is, especially if you're using it as intended. But for instance, the effect of headhunter with pellets on a shotgun, that to me is, for instance, because actually if nowadays, if determined, or if you don't want to use determined, shotguns are actually really powerful with headhunter as well. That's more the shenaniganery, because yeah, if you're using it in an intended marksman way or rifle way, it doesn't feel that weird. But then, especially also Regulus having so much higher pace than everything else and allowing for room clears, like they should have thought about that. I feel wiping an entire wave in one go. There's nothing else can achieve that. That shark is in it. So yeah, that's why you don't stand next to one of these boxes. Because I was gonna go get in the cover there and fine, but she got lucky with the with the side shot there. This is mostly that it also allows somewhat weaker things, but that's also the thing with determined. Like if headhunter was more and you were forced to use a damage talent, I feel determined would be much less of an issue. If to kill a purple with the second shot, you would need a damage talent or something, I feel a lot of people would go with other things.
Civilians in danger.
Actually, oh, okay. And yeah, thanks. Actually,
There are more
didn't know
warhounds
that.
back at base. We gotta move.
But yeah, sad year. Hopefully, you'll get better soonish.
No one can replace you.
Because I think as well that one is being maintained currently by basically one person, especially. I'm not sure if it's the original person as well, actually.
Charge exposed.
Let's actually heal back up here. Keep forgetting that SHD exposed is active, and the incoming damage is a lot more. A lot more. Actually, we can just put a period there. Oh, actually, there is something here. Yeah, let's go get this thing again, and this time not die. Also, I shouldn't have pushed in. I should have just stayed back in that one area. Oh yeah, there we go. Skip says so.
Hostile control point nearby.
Okay, I'm very happy that got updated. As I actually use it here and there as well. That's gonna be alright. Because I tend to actually usually use that spreadsheet more so than the site. Mostly because the layout on the site for the build always messes me up. I just can't instantly read it, and my mind just doesn't want to like adapt to it. That's not the defense way. This is the defense. Yeah, this definitely feels very cheesy, but also very good. Body shots, and then I also have a pretty strong shield that I can just hide behind.
Hostile broadcast detected.
Do not want to. Sorry. Yeah. We know that feeling. There's even there's a reason why yeah, you should not want it indeed, and then you get it because yeah, that's why this emote that one exists, because the game sometimes the game knows. just just let go of your wanting, young Padawan. The Force will provide you with your answers. But also, don't murder the younglings. God damn it, Anakin. So for Jessica just piece one yeah. Does not because it only dishes. It is needed to fix Heartbreaker set. It feels like armor regen instead of armor would be more beneficial. It would be nice if it wasn't tied to ARs and LMGs. It would actually align a lot better, I feel, with shotguns. Because that's what it could become.
Hostile broadcast picked up.
Shotgun set, or if it had like universal. Because one of the reasons strikers work so well with everything is it has a universal rate of fire increase, which just works on everything, except rifles and stuff. So the semi-auto fire stuff. But you could have not be AR or MG based, because honestly, the biggest issue Heartbreaker has is that Striker exists, and Striker is ahead of it, especially in a full red setup. But for other things, especially for instance the tech tanks, like for a tech tank setup, Heartbreaker really does work well. I have both, and generally I pick it for the right situation, the right thing. The Striker being usually much more close range, and then the Heartbreaker being a little bit more mid-rangey. But also a lot more tanky because of the bonus armor. We're going to get this to show us where everybody is. Don't have enough for that one.
Progress halted. Manual override.
Luckily, this guy will drop the key because he's the elite here.
Access key detected. Progress resumed.
Because they overlap too much. I think if they redo Heartbreaker, really changing its mechanics to not be just another Striker, or Striker not being just another Heartbreaker, either or. But it's not that Heartbreaker is inherently bad. If Striker would get a more than a 15% nerf or something, which is never going to happen, really.
Manual override required.
One of the things they've been good at, and actually is applaudable, is they haven't done any nerfs recently unless completely needed. Unless... And usually between PTS and the main game release. That's the only real nerfs we've had recently, but they've been buffing stuff around each other. Or like buffing stuff up. In effect being a nerf to some stuff, but without that perception of that kind of happening. Because Heartbreaker is like 15% behind Strikers, so if Strikers were to be dropped by 15%, then Heartbreaker is the next one. Full red. But it can do other things than full reds, is what its niche is. But we don't use that much outside of like playing solo. Back in there was super awful when they released it. Yep, that was one of the nerfs that was kind of like needed, but that's also so long ago now. But then also in that same nerf, because it was in the same patch. Heartbreaker went down and Striker came up. Which was an interesting situation.
Charge exposed.
Wait, who else is alive? What? Man. Just ghosts. Their ghosts were mad at me. I'll move the buff strikers and headshot to make them happy. Exactly.
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
Hot shot now. Just if you aim at an enemy, they just have a heart attack and die. You don't even need to pull the trigger. That was too much. Yeah, I know it's yeah. That's in jest. Set benefits is not tied to the backpack and chest. Well, the backpack is definitely not needed for Heartbreaker. The chest is pretty beneficial. You really need to go with a really big bonus to offset the loss of it. And generally as well, if you have generally 2 other pieces that you can put in there. But Heartbreaker is overall kind of fine because it, yeah, stuff like the tech tank, that's really making use of all of the parts of it, because you kind of need to do that. You need to use its tankiness, but overall we just don't need tankiness. We end up you know, just running full reds and just our health gate is our tank. And we kill fast enough that we don't have to deal with the enemies. Fortunately. Why couldn't she have been headshot? Why did I even pick up that skill duration? Ah, maybe I don't have 3 skill durations yet. So. The nice thing about New York is that there is a lot of ammo boxes in there. So you do get a ton of them. Now let's go. Let's go with that, and that, and we'll just make a swap. But overall, I think making Heartbreaker something more aligned with shotguns, especially. Like it already does the pellet thing. Maybe make it just charge from pellets. And then you can make the buff. Well, there are different ways, but trying to make it buff for pellets, but then not having to be that high that you need an ACS for it. So if it maybe stacks up to, let's say, 30 or something, something low that you can get with, you know, because 30 would be 4 shots of a shotgun. That would be 32 if all the pellets hit. I still have the weapon from the last fight, so that's good.
I bet you feel like safe behind that shield, hypocrite.
What?
Incoming hostiles.
I always love how our allies are still pissed at us. Because that guy yelled at me, "Stay behind that shield, hypocrite." What? I'm trying to save you, dude. I almost wanted to just leave him and just go, okay, screw you then. I'll go be hypocritical somewhere else. Sirs, madams? Where? Where others? How far away did you guys spawn, and why did you guys go around the wrong way like afterwards? The overall efficient is paired with the yeah, that's true. That I can agree with. You know what? He called me hypocrite.
Civilians in distress.
I'm gonna go save these other people. I could put a pulse on there and try to find them, but also I can move to the next thing. Also possible.
Take a look at his face, shitbag. It's the last thing you'll ever see.
I mean, that's literally what I always say about the pulse as well. It's just, you know, I don't understand why you wouldn't run it. It's
Serious trauma detected.
dev approved wall hacks indeed.
Agent deceased.
I shouldn't have engaged from that close, and I should have gone for the red, but I wasn't paying attention. And vision, yeah, is one of the most powerful tools. Like really, the only thing that where I choose to give up vision is stuff like this, where I just need the two skills for something else. I shouldn't play the term dollars, but no, and that's also it's also I think the reason why they've kept it. I think they are like, you know what, especially for it doesn't interfere too much with PvP. It doesn't interfere too much with group play. It doesn't upset, you know, because most people don't run it in groups because it's just ineffective in groups. It loses its effectiveness fast with scaling.
Hostile control
Not that it's not
identified.
effective, especially in a coordinated group. Like actually with legendaries, you can perfectly fine run a headhunter, especially with like reanimated on or something, and have them have a real impact, a real effective impact. But I think they're like, you know what? People are running it solo mostly. It's not really interfering with the status quo, and we'll
Agent
just
George
let it be.
compromised.
But again, as well, actually, there's one of those again of they should just communicate that. Like if they actually just communicated it that way, I would be so proud of them.
Gotta be more careful.
But that's part of it as well. They're not communicating about those kinds of things and just
Kill you.
letting them fester. So that some people go like, oh, it's broken. And then they mean like in a like a real sense, like you're glitching or you're like cheating by running it, not in the, you know, just a little bit broken kind of sense.
Got you down, motherfucker.
Hey, don't.
What the fuck are you doing there?
Because I've definitely had comments, especially I don't remember, it was likely under, I think it was just under the hotshot one, but somebody was just like, there was two people that commented in like similar ways with just profanity, and then, oh, you're promoting determined, and then you're, you know, you're stupid and dumb, and your father smells of elderberries, and you know, your father was a goose and your mother smells of elderberries, or whatever it is. But then that's less nice, so I banned. Because actually, if they had said that I was gone, I would go like, hey, a man of culture, but also fuck off.
Got a tango. Firing on targets.
Yeah, I'm roaming around. So, yeah. Neat. Just don't die the longest and you win.
George compromised.
Be there for the heat death of the universe. On a long enough timeline, everybody else will die. And you'll live. Indeed. Just, I'm trying to save you with this shield, dumbass. What is the best way to get system corruption gear set? Overall, I would say legacy caches likely, but that's still a horrendous. Like, you're looking at a very long grind, especially if you want to make a build out of it. But you could farm up, you could spend your resources on legacy caches and such. Or also, if you're okay with DZ, then actually just farming DZ whenever it's a gear slot. So if it's, you know, masks or knee pads or holsters or any of that,
Exposed.
it is in those pools, but also very rare, of course, as you can imagine. Just it's a one out of hundreds of items in those
We've
things.
got enough resources to last.
Legacy caches, but also with each passing season, they're getting worse and worse because, you know, more season stuff goes in them, so less useful stuff. You would likely need to open up like 50 or 60, so you have to kind of look at it and go like, if I'm getting just, you know, 4 a day because I'm just doing countdowns and stuff and getting legacy caches, is it worth it? Not really. From the season reward track, you could get a few, so it might be worth it to see how many you're getting from the premium one and maybe get the premium one, but also, I mean, I feel kind of bad shilling for that. Yeah. So you should also check how many I should get. Helmets and lights. Really? Now you can't see his head. Yeah, go for that gun. And then stand perfectly still behind it. Thank you. Thank you for bringing the key up here. That's what I was hoping
Access
for.
key detected. Progress resumed.
I have to set in this and get the caches. That's not the. Or wait, was that for? Or was that for someone else? Oh, that's for YouTube chat. Okay, I'll catch up on that side. Insane.
Manual
I will
override
full set here.
required.
Reminded to any Rikers, cleaners, and rogue agents.
Actually, I should check if this character does have doesn't have that system corruption blueprints. Because while Yal does show up on some vendors from time to time, clan vendor, and it can be on DZ vendors, there it's not worth it. You just wait for it to be under the clan vendor. Once in a while, system corruption doesn't share that. Annoyingly. I feel they should. They should just put it on DZ vendors or something.
Broadcast picked up.
So actually take the scale back for a second to here. Because I remember wanting to check that one time, but I totally forgot. Because do we not get the system corruption blueprints anymore? Do we? Because I thought I had them, I don't remember though. Because this character is just 2 seasons old, so. Oh no, I do have the system corruption. So I think you get them now from the crates. They added them to that pool. Unless they removed them recently, and recently being last season. Because this account is 2 seasons old. 2 seasons and then like 10 days of this season. So far. Don't have the backpack? With the backpack was never craftable, wouldn't surprise me. I have the chest. Gear sets. Yeah, so. Unless they're maybe dropping from some other source like the raids and then from incursion. Extension. So preferably something faster. Yeah. I mean, they've been adding a lot of items to the blueprint pool, because yeah, a lot of items, all of the seasonal items and stuff that we now can get. Now it's just basically just a few missing, more so than the big amount that we didn't have before. Yeah, let's go get that one now. Nice thing about this thing as well, it's not a memento, so I can fast travel too. But partially as well, system corruption outside of very niche uses isn't that useful. So It's also not a big loss. You would want to have at least one piece so you can proficiency it easily, because you just run one piece in a striker set and just whatever's. So, because as a build setup, it's nothing really special. Balance of mixture making other stacks. Div 2 forward. Yeah, actually, well, in Div 2, it did have that. At the initial version of Strikers had that. And then they buffed the amount of it and dropped that. Or no, they kept the amount of it and then dropped that requirement. And later on, it got a buff and then the requirement was already gone. The biggest issue actually for Striker is not so much just its damage output and stuff, but also, for instance, Chest Striker with ACS. Like, it should never have had the ability to stack off of pellets.
Charge compromised.
But it did. So, here we are. Its Chest Striker is so much less viable without
Access key detected.
without the ACS to stack it with. And then you still have Obliterate Striker being really powerful, but that could have been mitigated by just even a small reduction to just drop its rate of fire to 10%, for instance. But especially Chest Striker's high output is kind of out there. Or the backpack should win 20%, 25%. Effectively competing with Vigilance and then just dropping the amount also for Chest Strike. They just overdid it. They gave it way too much. And now it's been along for so long that any alteration to it would... yeah. There would be outcry. Let me catch up as well here. How do you hear all the NBC choices? So generally I don't have music on loud. That I feel that gets in the way. But also just, yeah. Usually if you're not in combat and stuff, you still hear them. Audio, of course. But yeah, turning on the music and then also turning, actually, so I have the SFX volume. So this is all the gunshot explosion and stuff. It's pretty low, and then dialogue volume is still full. So that's why my NPCs are kind of louder than general. So, catch him. What was the best way to find the blueprint? Okay, yeah, so that's the answer given earlier. But yeah, 4 blueprints indeed. You can control points, especially. You can also get them from the projects, the weekly projects. Give blueprints and the daily as well, actually. And also the invaded missions. So if you need a break, or if you're gonna do them anyway, because doing the invaded missions can be nice as well, as you get some. I'm not going to be able to kill that dude. I'm gonna weaken. Luckily, I have some shock rounds. Yeah, you just killed the lieutenant back there, so I removed the. Maybe I should just do this. I ain't go anywhere.
Charge transfer activated.
I'll cover you.
But yeah, control point 3s and 4s give them, and then there's also the crate gives you. That's a different set of blueprints in the crates. So you do want to do control points that have the supplies available. So that means, and they reset every 24-hour period. So, and it's not 24 hours from when you did it, but it's just the daily reset.
Civilians in danger. Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Red Dragon will also. I don't understand. Do you have maybe all of the blueprints then? Because there's also a set that comes from Descent afterwards, and then also sets tied to the 2 raids. Or, well, a collection of blueprints, not set as in like gear set, brand set.
You're really something.
That's on Eagle's Grasp gloves. Everywhere where you're using contractors, I would consider using that now. So actually, for instance, here as well, for the high-end, like the high-end Regulus build or D50 build, this contractors is going out, Eagle's Grasp is going in. For a lot of the high-ends and stuff, outside of, for instance, maybe doing raids, I would take the contractors, but then in open world, if you're running high-ends, you might as well run this. It fits even into strikers. You can run strikers with, you know, Jessica Chest with Obliterate. Put that in. You need 1 more per chance mod if you're running Elmo, and it works actually perfectly fine. It's actually pretty good. If the magazine size wasn't there, it would actually be not the greatest. But that, even because of that little bit of extra from the magazine size and then the humongous weapon handling, kind of actually works. But everywhere where you're using contractors, you should consider that as well, unless you're really doing something for that DTA. For instance, if it is LMG build, then yeah, sure. Keep the contractors, but for all of these, like high-end Headhunter and Glass Reds and stuff like that, Eagle Grasp is the go-to now. As long as it has higher chances. The blueprints, you should get a blueprint each time you complete a control point 3 or 4. If you're not getting any more, that means that you've gotten all the ones from that. It is basically a non-duplicate system. It just every time gives you 1. So likely if you're not getting them anymore, you have done all of those. Then after that, there is still a lot of blueprints remaining. And yeah, those are the raid ones and the descent.
Rogue agent detected.
Oh, God damn it. Where are we? Where are they? They're likely by the food there. Don't want to fight rogue agents.
Where did they come from?
I do have the time right here.
Start to look like a party.
Even though they'll drop targeted, it's I'm just here to do activities as well. Also level up a bit. As we're getting to the end of the season track on this account as well. Yeah, that would be nice. Well, the missed shot one. Ah, well, if we're going to, because yeah, back then when it did have the missed shot penalty, it had only 50 stacks. Now that we're going to like 100 stacks and 200 stacks, maybe not in a such an aggressive way, but yeah, would have maybe been a way to temper it. Hello? Am I not in activity? Hello? Anybody home? I guess they already murdered the person and just went home. Is my guess there. That's what I could really just chance, but it still nothing drops. Yeah, no, it's a finite set. So once yeah. So once you have all of the ones from the blueprint, because it's not a chance, it's a guarantee. It's if you still need to get blueprints from control points, if you don't have the full set yet from them, every time you do a control point, it will give you, if there still exist blueprints for you to get that way. And then yeah, afterwards raid and well, incursion can give the dark hours ones as well. So as it drops those, I think it still does, right? I haven't tried it on a newer character in a while.
The hard-working staff, working 2 jobs, only to get hassled by
and then yeah, descent for all of the named ones. But even if you get everything from every possible place now, it's still actually, so it goes up to maximum of 504 out of 510.
Perpetuating itself. We got food.
So that is also kind of the limit now, actually. Not the full 510. Is there a certain way to get DPs from there? No,
Hostile control point detected.
no, there are no blueprints tied to DZ at all. Once you have all of the control point ones, the only remaining ones are from the raid, descent. So the raid ones are the gear sets from the raids. So each of the raids has some gear sets tied to it. You get those. And of course they're exotics, those blueprints. Then you have Descent, which has all of the named blueprints. And technically you also have the season giving you, breaking point and Zviadovka, but those you just get for leveling. As a technicality. Hello? Oh. I guess it's them. Sorry to interrupt, people. Any of you got the key? I need the key. You got the key? You got the key? You got the key? Madam, you got the key? You did have the key. There we go. Thank you. Please, as you were. Although, well, you're all dead, so you can't be as you were because you were alive. But still.
Don't forget that we run this town. We've got enough resources to last a lifetime. I look after my family.
So they added a lot of the old season ones to drop from the crate when you complete. Because actually a bunch of names do come from there as well. So from older seasons. The ones that were on season track. But then it's still missing all Bellstone and all Hunter's Fury, I think, which was season 3, I believe.
Charge exposed.
Was missing all of those.
Charge transfer activated.
But yeah, they did add actually a lot of the blueprints that used to be from the seasons to the crate. So when you open up the crate, you'll have a blueprint item at the bottom.
Manual override required.
But if you've done control points recently and you haven't, that's also a finite list. So if you've been doing control points and it's not dropping or it's not dropping anymore there, then yeah, you have the full list.
Hostile broadcast detected.
Like the clutch channel would be a great tool to buff the. I mean, clutch isn't bad, especially solo. It's very usable. It is an unkill talent, in effect, so you kind of have to deal with it like that. I'm kind of happy that they aren't. There is a bunch of bonus armor, bloodsucker, for instance, but not so much healing of from backpack talents or chest talents or such. And trench, of course, for chest and flesh for backpack, basically. And none of them are really super viable. That does actually make, because yeah, year 1 there was the clutch berserk meta, and that was the harder one. Well, actually, it was the hardest hitting build, especially if you had
Agent charge
off,
compromised.
all the way off, and then it was also the hardest healing build that was kind of available just by itself. So imagine whatever you're doing nowadays with like a Memento Hunter's Fury or something, and then times 10. And that kind of, yeah, didn't make for a good general meta, because at least I would say it didn't, just because it was too powerful and then also healed itself, making for now at least. If a build is too powerful, it still doesn't heal itself and stuff. So you're still limited by that. So you still need to you know, a striker still sometimes needs to just go hide and just let its friends shoot a little bit, and then once it can, and then relocate in the meantime and just. Once you're gonna aggro everybody and then try to get a cover going.
Here's the part where you die. I got you.
Still didn't have enough.
Agent charge compromised. Charge transfer.
The red
activated.
even walked all the way up to me, so that's nice. And clutch definitely by itself, especially solo, isn't the worst thing. It mostly gets outclassed by the memento nowadays. Just the memento having the 2 tiers for shield and then the regen and stuff like that. Just mostly that's its biggest competitor.
Charge transfer activated.
This is me going easy on you. Here, try the hustle.
Yeah, they've been fixing overall the blueprints. I don't think this season they did any, but usually with some of the mid-season patches, they've been actually pretty good about adding some stuff in that was missing. As we're also we're still missing a bunch of blueprints that should come from Descent but aren't correctly. So. Hopefully it will get those still. Now let's go do this line. Sounded kind of like a cokehead. Let's go to this line, dude. Just sniff it up. Oh yeah. Pinch your players a bit. Even on a Monday. Then I said I'll have to, yeah, well, the player base is very fickle. I don't think actually if they were to balance and really, but yeah, part of doing all of those kinds of things, more so than just doing it, is actually communication. I feel if you communicate it well, if you're doing it, because it wouldn't even need a humongous alteration. But also at this point, I don't think they will. Let's be clear on that. I don't think they would at any point
Charge compromised.
do. And they're actually being good about it, and just in general, actually not nerfing anything.
Charge transfer.
Balancing up, but that also leads to power creep, of course. We have actually very severe power creep. Okay. But that's partially also not an issue just because of you know,
Just die already.
the top end isn't that
Let's raid.
that much balance around the damage output, although it partially is. Like if you compare how easy legendaries are now, it's mostly because of that's mostly just those kinds of things, legendaries and such. And I don't think actually a lot of the player base plays those things, and also I don't think a lot of the player base actually does the meta stuff anyway. And there is also then a contingent, although hopefully not that large, that is vocally anti-meta.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
In a violent way.
Key detected.
Which to me actually is much more of a annoyance than actually the people that are just only meta. Overall. I don't like either faction, but if I had to pick one. Well, if they nerf strikers by more than 15%, we'd all be running Heartbreaker. Heartbreaker is just like 10-15% behind strikers in a full red.
Hostile control point identified.
It's basically next one up, especially for chest strikers or obliterate strikers. Like chest strikers itself does not have a direct analog, but for every place we're running obliterate strikers, we just run Heartbreakers. Couldn't really, well, I mean, we could do it with Ouroboros still as well, but especially for Elmo, it wouldn't really be a difference.
The government is trying to tell you that they have a right to enforce.
Yeah, and also indeed from big horns and stuff like that. The eagle's grasp makes quite a difference. But I would just consider it in... The thing is, we don't have many builds that, use contractors that much, but especially the high-end Regulus build and the high-end... the high-end Headhunter with either Regulus or D50. Like in that one, I would definitely just put that. Contractors doesn't add that much to that build effectively, and an extra shot on a Regulus is actually going from going from 6 to 7 is actually a noticeable difference. And then on top of that, the 15 weapon handling more. It's definitely noticeable.
We've got food, we've got home, and we have got a cause.
Manual override required.
What Gear said, the side band raids, the they said their Foundry and Future are from Iron Horse, together with Regulus and Ravenous as the exotics. Dark Hours has the Aces and the is it Negotiator? It's whichever one needs the Dark Hours crafting one.
Detected. Nearby location. Guarded by hostiles.
Yeah, no, this is Negotiators, isn't it? That's why crafting Negotiators is always super annoying. You run out of the resource all the time. And then the Eagle Bearer as its exotic. The Dark Arrows ones also drop in from the Incursion. Because the Incursion is technically kind of like built on the framework of Dark Hours.
I'll get you.
I'm gonna actually just run around for a second, get full charge.
Charge compromised. Exposed to melee.
Got a little something for you.
Incoming hostiles detected.
You'll be.
Ski detected.
We're taking losses.
Actually, I'm pretty full up. Oh, it's a territory. Fan of this, and then I should beat the Nemesis once. And it is. I enjoy it as a game mode. I would say it is definitely one to spend some time with. As someone who has gotten the full set of blueprints twice, once on each account, and I'm gonna do it a third time as well with this account, but likely a little bit deeper into this season. I actually kind of really like it. I wouldn't want to spend like all my time in there, but just as a different thing once in a while. Doing my Nemesis run each week, I really enjoy it. As long as there's a good rotation, or at the very least a decent rotation. Although Nemesis, I'm fine doing on any of the rotations, but especially when Rat or Envy is up, going a little bit deeper is kind of enjoyable. But yeah, there is a rule set to it, especially for instance with the skills and how they work with the Nemesis. So once you kind of have that under, you understand that, not going for unkill talents for the Nemesis if you're just going Nemesis fight, stuff like that can make a big difference, especially the skills, just knowing, just so you don't have to deal with them having, Stinger Hive just because you take a revive hive. That's also the reason I want to do a guide on it. I definitely will. Because the countdown one, I need to revision it for that they fix the thing, and actually that will likely be not too far out as a video. Yeah, with it. Oh, the guide is already in the guide folder if you want to read through it for countdown. But I want to make something similar for Descent. Should have just let him come all the way through. He was gonna bring that key to me if I had let him.
Progress halted. Manual override required.
I like Master, yeah. It's likely why they want to do Master, but also they could actually alter their power creep a little bit with whatever they want modifiers to be. Because if modifiers is stuff like, okay, we've altered strikers and a few other builds, gear sets and stuff to be quite different amounts for the buffs, just for the seasonal characters, because then also you can get away with stuff like that. Because it's, you know, it's not the main game, it's the seasonal characters. We're just trying stuff out. Kind of wordy and have a different balance going there.
Attention. This area is protected by the peacekeepers. If you're looking to start some shit,
Feels so good, but not really.
somewhere else.
Yeah, it's also most of all, strikers having 15% rate of fire is way overkill for it.
Friendly reminder to any Rikers, cleaners, and rogue agents. We will shoot first
Spam the phrase.
and ask questions later.
And
If you're
then-
looking to switch sides, contact by radio and we can arrange a meeting.
I think I would be good. I tried it twice and did not like it and never got into it. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those things you can definitely just learn it by yourselves. There's already a few good guides out there if you're wanting to jump in early, because yeah, my guide is likely still ways out there. I've seen multiple people's like guides on them. None of them are horrendous. Most of them hit the things that you need to hit, especially, yeah, just read through the talents. Try to have, especially for Nemesis, if you're just doing a Nemesis run, going to the Nemesis and just fighting the Nemesis and then getting out. Avoiding on-kill talents, you basically want to set up to be as powerful for the Nemesis if you're, you know, weaker for other things, because on-kill talents work fine for the rest of it, but not for the Nemesis. And then just knowing that skills will be copied for most of the skills. And that just means grabbing a sticky or a fire or foam cam and then avoiding stuff like Oxy or stuff like a turret, because if you get a turret, they get a turret. And those things are harder to fight than you know, simple things like just avoiding foam, or if they stick to you, they don't instantly ignite it either. So, you know, it's not that big of an issue. Sir, could you take a step somewhere? See if we actually get the completion here this time. At least without the weather here, we should be able to.
Detecting additional hostile
They should
contacts.
come over here.
We did it!
Thanks for that. DZ is mostly there for if you want to be in the DZ. There is some named items that come from there, but all of those, they can drop there. That's the only place they can drop, but you can also get them from named caches. So usually for most people, the set of DZ/PvP items, you'll get most of them by just getting named caches from reward tracks and going for them as well, because you can, you know, buy them from the countdown vendor or from the global events. So that's usually how you get that set of items. Reagan already answered. First, I'm missing a lot. The sun looks rough, meaning lots of that. The scent can be very time intensive indeed. Every time you do a Nemesis run, you can do a Nemesis run in like 35 minutes once you really get the hang of it. Even like my general time is like 30 to 31 minutes to Nemesis, as long as you get them on loop 4, so after loop 4. Because that's also a thing sometimes. Sometimes you have to go to loop 5 and that's 40 minutes. And that's a 50-50 for a reconstructed cache. But Generally, for descent, for the blueprints, you're better off going deep. And that just depends on how far you're willing to. Because you can go all the way to 40 for also getting a patch. You can even go further than 40. But especially going up to 30 isn't too hard. At 30, it starts to kind of become harder. And getting to 30 is anywhere, it depends on the rotation and stuff like that, but anywhere between, let's say, 3.5 hours if you're really speeding. So let's say maybe more like 4 to 6 hours.
Charge compromised.
Depending on how lucky you get with talent picks, how often, or like if you get 3 really early
Surrender.
3 really early exotics that also the 3 exotics that you want and stuff like that. So it's very but yeah, you can actually put in a lot of time, and part of it is annoying as well. There is no like pause button, so you kind of have to endure it. Although there are ways of getting it to think that you aren't AFK.
Incoming hostiles detected. Access key detected.
How many times gonna despawn? But do we have anything else? Maybe I could just do this.
Charge transfer initiated.
Where's your owner? But partially, I really enjoy it as well. I don't mind going up to 30. One issue I do have is with going up to 40. I've done that once, actually, in total. I've gone up to like 35, 36 a lot, but I only went to 40 once, and that was just, we were most of the way there and we had the time, but that took us 6.5 hours, and that was like really fast, actually. I mean, that wasn't like speedrun fast, but it was generally that's more around the 8-hour time. So. There is also a patch tied to that, although this season the patches aren't working. We don't know if that is just they forgot to add some or if they're not going to add anymore. Well, we'll find out likely if they fix it in patch, in a later patch, because that's also how last season it was. They forgot to put the patches in and then later on they fixed them. So. And yeah, it's totally understandable that not everybody is up for doing 8 hours, but even going to like loop 30-ish, you know, maybe doing the 6 hours in a row. Especially if you do it with other people, because it's much better in with other people in there. We usually try to go 3-man or 4-man for deep runs because you keep each other company, and also everybody can just guard their own door. You just deal with the scaling anyway. But yeah, there's likely more than 100 items, blueprints tied to descent at the very least. So that's likely what the amounts that you're missing are. And yeah, if you haven't done the raids, that's 24 each for the gear sets, and then another 3. So let's say 51 from that. As from the reconfiguration blueprints from the exotics.
That shield can take a beating.
2 of these guys. You know what, I'm actually gonna break your helmet first.
Charge exposed.
Keep your fucking distance. NG7.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Okay.
Access key detected.
I didn't actually expect them to spawn there. It's actually interesting that they can spawn and then jump over that thing. Because I saw that thing there. I was like, they spawn around here, right? But it's likely not behind that, but they did. Because I expected them to actually come from there. I remember them coming from the right side. Yeah, let's go get these guys and then in there. We're just roaming a zone. Also putting some time on this thing. An accurate breakdown of BPs when we start, so I couldn't know what my actual max. Yeah, I don't think anybody's collated it, like what comes from where. We get. I was thinking of trying something like that, but also I'm not sure if that's easy. Might eat up a lot of time. Also, it might not. Yeah. I just, I would basically need a fresh account just to also make sure what is coming from like control points, what is coming from here, what is coming from there, what isn't, stuff like that. Which is much more direct. Like the issue there. Sorry, could you stand still for a second?
Charge compromised. Incoming hostiles detected.
Let's go, Justice. Here's your ticket.
Oh, I should have totally been running. Sorry. Stop wiggling.
Exposed to melee. Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Melee her and then spread it.
Pay for that.
And I should, because I have this diamond back here, but I'm not really using it. I should just put a light glue there. Why aren't they sorting by name? That's weird. I'll actually donate the things we can donate. So the random bits until manage to kill things. You're right for this. Although in the end, we don't end up using that much rifle pistols. But yeah, you need to be proficient. It is very much a thing. It is a good test of if you kind of understand the game mechanics, because that helps a lot. Like if you already know how to deal with enemies outside of just overpowering them with your build, it helps a lot. Knowing, to shoot shield player or shield rushers, just to shoot them in the knees and make them open up like that and stuff like that. And especially once you get a little bit deeper, one of the enjoyable things about Descent is this very much about breaking the game. So as you get past loop 7 or 8, you become super powerful, and you're just melting stuff up to loop at the very least loop 25. So that can be a lot of fun. You make some builds that are just especially for instance with Rat, just steady-handed rotating with unhinged, and then just every time it comes around you're having to like aim, but also you can make sniper shotguns with can I actually take an active heal there?
Here's the part where you die.
It's an RPG.
Fucker. Shields are no fun.
Everybody has an opinion on shields today. That guy yelling shields are no fun. Everybody's a critic.
Charge transfer.
At least it wasn't friendly this time.
Finally using the good shit.
Bam.
They thought we'd be an easy
I'm
target.
playing the game since the beta doesn't sound probably why this and other people. Generally, you would need to spend a little bit of time with it, I would say. I'm willing to bet if you spend some time, especially if you're a long-time player, there are rewards tied to it that are from nowhere else. But also, it is just by itself a quite enjoyable game mode. You lose kind of your crutches, so you kind of have to adapt. And especially going a little bit deeper, just, yeah. Trying to theory craft what will work and what won't work. As at this point, there are kind of like set metas for each rotation, but you can pretty much go off meta, especially if you're not going for like loop 40, because
Target near you.
whatever you do, you'll be pretty decently powerful. But yeah, you can edge it out a little bit. I'm gonna go get the key chest up there because I haven't
Charge
yet.
compromised.
Although I aggroed something with that shot.
Charge transfer activated.
Never saw it coming. With pauses on a temporary. Yeah, but it is understandable why they don't allow it. Too many chances of things breaking. As one of the biggest SHD glitches that existed was because of this. Was the issue. That's where I'm heading. Actually, let's go there and get the elite territory. We'll just run from here. And also the way that the game does it now, it is basically a separate save that is getting loaded up, and trying to keep an alternate save and also keep your character kind of working. And also, how do you do it with groups? Like, you can't go back into your save unless you have a deep loop. Then, like, how would that work and stuff? But yeah, that's just the limitations of the thing. But especially even if you're just getting, you know, a 3-hour session, which still is long, is like that is the biggest thing ever. You can get to 15, 20 at the very least. Well, you could likely get to 20 consistently in that. Yeah. That will get you enough rewards. You would get somewhere between 3 and between 3 and 5 caches, depending on RNG. And likely enough resources to buy another 3. Part of it as well is I wish actually they didn't have the permanent upgrades, or they just gave it to you. Although of course in the future they could just reduce the cost of them. Having those permanent upgrades, the armor and kill especially, and the crit chance, and I mean all of them kind of add up together. But just having most of them. Oh, I am blind. Forgot there's a place up there.
Civilians in danger.
They help a lot, and especially now that reconstructed caches are buyable. So too many people are skipping them, and they're really hurting their chances actually, outside of groups getting to Nemesis and consistently. There's also that fort pick. That one is kind of essential, and the credits actually, while being one of the more expensive upgrades, where you only increase, because it also increases only the in-game ones. So it's not an SA tech; it's just the in-game ones or the in-run ones. But they do loosen up how much you can do with rerolls, which does make quite a big difference. Public there. Let's go publicly execute these people. That's what Isaac wants from us, right? We're doing a public execution. Up to you would have one at Nemesis. You would have a chance at 10 and a chance. Don't you get a chance at 15 and 20? Or is it only 20? Then yeah, it might be just 3 chances. So that would be a lot lower. Thing is, yeah, the deeper you go, the better it is, because also you'll get boss rooms. It kind of depends also how many boss rooms you get, but a boss room past loop 30 is by itself 100 credits, which if you're just sticking to the low loops, a boss room or like the optional boss room, extra boss room, would be just 20 or something. So those scaling up like really make a big difference. I need to find that one graphic again, which has like the chances at every listed. Although, yeah, the thing is, like, although yeah, what you said there, Reagan, would work out perfectly fine. But also, for instance, it is dependent on the rotation, like the picks that you go for, because there are rotations where Unhinged definitely isn't a good pick just because you don't have the offset talents for it. And also, Trauma and Eyeless are basically. If they are available in 2 rotations. Like they are the top picks, and mostly as well, it's about having the skill. That's why it's a long guide, because also the skills matter. Stuff like foam, having foam and blinder firefly makes it so much easier.
Die, motherfucker!
Just gonna build up a charge a little bit on this guy. Pop him. And yeah, just going through it the first few times. Just take your time, read through the talents, and you know, just think it through. For most people, that will work well enough, especially if you're experienced with the game enough a little bit. You know that some stuff is gonna work better than others. And generally avoid, unkill talents for Nemesis runs, especially. I feel that's one of the mistakes a lot of people make. They just, Pummel is really nice getting up to Nemesis, but the Pummel isn't that nice once you reach Nemesis, because it's not going to be active for him, and it's going to be like active afterwards, stuff like that. Indeed. And indeed as well, tactics change for deep as well. The center run will be answering, maybe even now too. I generally do descent runs. I won't be able to do now because I have like another 20 minutes here before I'm gonna go take a break, and but I will be back in the evening. I won't be doing one this evening either because there is but actually if you go through the VODs, I don't know when it was though. That's the annoying thing, because actually. Because usually when I go into the Descent, I also kind of explain these kinds of stuff, and also when they pop up. It's definitely one of the recent, or like it's one from in this week where we were doing one, and I was going out of my way to explain some stuff. You could try finding the VOD from that one, but there's also there's definitely good YouTube guides as well, like. Was it Hutchler that had one? I don't remember who had one that I remember liking. It's a little bit out of date now because rotations, but also depends on the rotation, how easy or hard it is. But eventually I'll just turn it into a guide and then we can just link to that. I feel that is the... Because there's a lot of sub parts to it. Just gonna actually just fire like that. I'm actually curious. Once I get a full charge and transfer it here, will that be enough to start on elite?
Charge transfer activated.
Oh, there's a minigun there. Oh, I've been here a bunch. I don't feel I've ever noticed there was a minigun here. Or is it just here for the elite? But nah, that's not right.
Hostiles detected.
Because with how much enemies like going for that guy. It's kind of waiting actually for this guy to get the stat. Give me a second. Thank you. When they shoot you on the shield, they also wiggle the shield, which is actually annoying. I forgot about the charge suddenly. The charge went up and they did a lot more damage. But this is still not an issue.
Charge compromised.
Although this guy will be an issue. Because he's gonna take a while till I get through.
Wait one! Stick to the belt! Gotta get this.
Gonna need a bucket.
Let's get that off. No, actually,
Access key
two headshots would have
detected.
done it there, so didn't even need to. Oh, let's wait for Rat Station Detonator. Yep. Rat and both Rat and Envy are really good for defense. Rat, I would say, especially in group settings, is potentially the best one for that, and then Envy kind of either solo or in group. The only thing that Rat kind of lacks is because you bullet hell plus. Actually, what are the three for Rat? I always forget. Because you can go Plague or Adaptive, and then what's the middle one? Because it's not Agonizing, but that's not in there. Because Agonizing is currently broken. But yeah, Envy's real power is in having also the status effect dependent damage boost, but those add up and also they CC for you, which yeah end up just being super powerful. It's definitely obviously the easiest one once you get going in it.
Give me a second.
Charge exposed.
But for Nemesis runs you can do that. And any is fine. Actually Nemesis 1518. Oh, okay, I might be misremembering it. Because yeah, I don't remember those off the top of my head. I do remember yeah, coming out of a few Luke 20s with at the very least usually 2 caches. Well, actually no, I had one where I had only 1 cache. And yeah, there are chances, or you could technically come out with 0 caches. But and then I had enough currency to buy, like, I think either 2 or 3 more at that point. I was like at 21. But that's also reliant on how many boss rooms you get, because if you get a bunch of boss rooms in a row, you'll get out with a lot more. They must be coming from here, because otherwise they would have been here.
Access key detected.
This thing is quickly becoming just I'm used to this build by now.
Manual override required.
I'm actually liking it a lot. That's very exotic. 4 reconstruct caches. Okay. Could do the same guy. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do one eventually, but that one's also like the countdown one is kind of felt that one had precedence, and then Descent is because Descent also needs stuff made for it that doesn't currently exist. For instance, yeah, I want to make a graphic for the skills, which skills go to what.
This is Paul Rhodes of the Haven Settlement.
But that also requires a little bit of testing because for some skills I'm not sure. Because currently Revive Hive seems to Revive Hive either seems to go either Stinger or healing, but I'm actually not sure about the Stinger because we've had sometimes where there's empty skill plus a Stinger Hive, and then it's kind of hard to tell which one. Or yeah, and a Stinger, and maybe there was a healing Hive, but that never got deployed or something. Should be weird for a healing Hive, but.
Agent charge compromised.
They got a shield.
You'll never mess with me again.
So yeah, the video I was talking about, it wasn't a video, it was more just a stream. Down below is linked to the VODs channel. You could try, because whenever we're in Descent, we're wearing different clothes, so you could try skimming through a few. Likely was either, actually I'm not sure. It was likely either Tuesday or Wednesday. We did an MSS run. I was kind of in a
I see them.
explaining mode, as
Incoming
it was kind of
hostiles
also
detected.
somebody watching who kind of wanted to know those things. So.
They're all down.
I can't believe we won.
I don't remember exactly when it was.
Transfer initiated.
That's the thing. The VODs channel is linked
Right there.
in the description as well. So the VODs go in there, so they're not on the main channel, so you can scroll back there. They're timestamped or they're dated. Thing, so but you could likely skim through it and then see if I'm wearing the Descent clothes, then you know it's the one. I should maybe just one time when we're, because we've had that a bunch of times, taking someone newer through, and then I just kind of go into explainy mode, and then could maybe highlight one of those just to have for now. Let's wait for. Let's explain that using it. Yeah, the pestilence dot. There are a lot of tactics that are now no longer available. The video I'm thinking of definitely didn't have that. It was much more like. It wasn't specific to anything really specific. It was just more like high level talking about stuff. It did give some things like that. Because yeah, for instance, the ACS stacking and then swapping to a marksman rifle, that's been taken out like more than like at the start of last season already.
Go around to the side and take him out.
And even now, for instance, even recent stuff, because Descent has been changing actually pretty consistently.
Exposed to melee.
Even tactics for breathe free is now per. It used to be global, and then you could actually get a higher max size out of it. It depended on the weapon you were holding when you got it. They've changed that as well. It now actually each time swaps whenever you weapon swap. Because you could get an LMG with a 100 round mag, and then swap that, and then get breathe free with that, and then you got 100 stack breathe free. That you could run around and fill up 100 stacks, and then just have an 870, which, you know, it doesn't need 100 stacks to get by. But the Descent actually has been shifting more than most other things, because the thing is, I don't actually remember like who it was from. That's issue, because I see actually I was saying GC Rock. It might have been GC Rock actually, but there's a bunch of them. I've seen like 7 or 8 of them, and yeah, all of them have some of them have issues, but none of them humongous ones. So, and most of them go into the simple stuff like the skills and like just how to pick talents and what talents are good and bad. Because yeah, it's not like one specific video. But GC Rock actually I think has one, and Oh, okay, yeah, that was also
Hostile
maybe.
control point
Actually,
identified.
that could be it too. Yeah. But design overall as well isn't hard. Just you need to spend some time in it, and it becomes second nature.
I'll kill you!
Because you can definitely learn also what works and doesn't just by trying stuff out. There isn't much that doesn't outright work. It's much more some stuff is more viable and just will get you through faster than other stuff.
Hey, you see him? And they think they're so much smarter.
Anyways,
Charge transfer activated.
Got you
let's
down,
get these helmets off then. Our helmets off. Could you give me your face? Also, could you guys not break my shield?
that gun is mine!
Throw that shield up.
You feel safe behind that shield?
I do feel safe behind my shield. Because, you know, you can have a tickle fight. Yeah. You guys having fun? Yeah? Yeah, we'll stay here for a while. And the funny thing is, because they're gonna get my shield all the way down there, and then boink! Gonna heal like that. Stop cheating. You guys are under reloading. Didn't you have died from that?
Vital signs critical.
You know, that's the reason I like tech tanks. You can do silly stuff like that and get away with it. Just stand in front of two of those things. Those things generally just don't do much damage. That's why I always call them tickle fights, because generally tech tanks as well don't hit that hard. So I'm tickling them, they're tickling me. Everybody's happy. I have way too many bounties now in this zone. Most of them also Rikers. I might use a few from it. End up actually been picking up the Rikers ones. Maybe up there, I might actually get the Elite Patrol along the way. They're kind of looking like they're coming that way. Wow. They did change them a few times, so maybe that's the older ones. But actually, that sounds about right, because there's definitely... Like, yeah, loop 25, you get double, indeed, I think. Oh, right, you get a chance, and then you get a secondary option, or a secondary, like one guaranteed and one chance, basically. Sure, remember what day it was. Yeah, I think that was that run, right? That was like this week. Just because I did indeed do a bunch of explaining. Because I think that was the Nemesis run we did like this weekish. Or was it Friday? Did we do it on Friday with Rat? I should just highlight one of those kind of runs because we've done a bunch of them as well. First time with Muddy as well.
Charge exposed.
Or I could just do one intentionally, but yeah, I'll likely just write the guide. The written, I like written versions as well. But that's still a ways away, just by. Descent coming first, and then also there's a skills one I'm kind of working on, and then it's going to be Descent, and then Summit. Just to have like the full set of things. Yeah, for now. Although actually, so for now it's going to also be just another like 5 minutes here. I mostly wanted to mess about with this thing and kind of feel for its limits. And I feel I've gotten a much better hang of it. Just sometimes you just need to play a build a lot to kind of.
Detecting additional hostile
And seeing
contacts.
as this, generally all of the builds I've had on builds showcases,
Access key.
I have a tons of hours on them, so I kind of wanted to, yeah, just streamline this one because it's likely still the build that I've owned the least amount of time and then did the build showcase on. Because this evening we're gonna build showcase this thing, as we'll have this one and the Memento variant, and also somewhat new player-friendly variant, because this is really nice with its reload. Actually, I'm gonna get a full reload because you basically have fast stands always. I have it's not even maxed out on this account, but yeah, I have 118 and a half. Actually, I should have enough for this chest now because yeah, I didn't have the field recon. Oh, we did the mask already, didn't we? Yeah, screw it. Let's max this out. This is a worthwhile chest. Okay, might as well waste some resources. Because yeah, 121% reload bonus, and also having like these accuracies and stabilities is very nice. Because I have basically fast stands for reference, ARs, general, like a 50 round AR, the average of it is around 120% reload speed. So when this thing reloads, it's like that. Just, I do like that. And of course I have 5-tier shield and a 3-tier artificer. And then the newbie friendly version of this is to have just 5 grading, but this with 10 grading already works. But with 5 grading, you could even have 5 grading and then just chain killer. You give up the 30 weapon handling, but you get that extra 5 weapon damage from it. Let's take this actually back to DC, as yeah, I didn't need to go and take a little breakish. We're gonna go and get cleaned up here. I think this is actually a very worthwhile build, and this couldn't exist
Safe
before
area
Zvia
detected.
was in the game, because I always had like the idea of this, and of course you could add more damage, especially for instance with the ninja bike. You could have breaking point here instead of the Picaro's holster, but you're giving up 2 tiers on the shield, 1 tier on here. Now the shield, that shield feels pretty weak. It's nice to have an actual strong shield.
Something out?
And then here as well, the ninja bike version has immense amounts of weapon handling, as we saw there, but then not the memento buffs. And then the memento version has the exact same damage and everything, because that one is basically, it goes 2 piece via Fox, and then instead of this mask, it's Brazos piece. So you still have the same amount of skill tiers and everything. So
Nice to see you, Agent.
I think it is actually a really elegant build. I like it a lot, and just at the edge of being able to do the thing we needed to do. Let's see if we got any headshot mods here of decent degree. Incoming repair. I'll hang on to that just to. 7.6 and a 7.5. I'll keep the full skill duration. No, by the looks of things.
Thanks for me.
Actually, before I leave, because I'm gonna forget on this account. Benitez had some. I don't remember what their value was. 7 something, right? Because we have 2 of them there. But there's another silly build in the works.
Entering safe area.
Actually, let's keep the highest here. Let's deconstruct the RAS. Get that done. And I did get my Acosta's knee pad. Headshot and hazard. It's gonna be interesting if they make future exotics like that.
Hey, agent.
Okay, he has a 7.4, so we'll lower. Because there's another silly thing being made, which yeah, as you can take away from what you see on your screen as a joke build, or it's the new meta, whichever you want it to be. It's next year's April Fool's build already. But 6-piece improvised. I feel it's this or this is like the way to go with it. But actually, yeah, not having vigilance would be too big of a loss. This thing is barely reliable at murdering even the smallest things.
How can I help you, agent?
Donate that junk. But yeah, we'll leave it here. I'm gonna go find somebody to raid on the Twitch end. As we'll send everybody off to Electric Boogaloo as I'm looking. Yeah, I'm gonna send everybody over to Utter. I see some others online, but I'm guessing they're ending as well around nowish. They're doing some. Is that legendary? No, I guess. Oh no, they're doing some hardcoring. So, as they're at the capital, where normally in the past, or well, you still get that one, right? You don't get gear score 500 commendation anymore. That's the one. And yeah, I need to go pee, so I'm just gonna start that raid timer. I'm gonna say thank you all for joining me. And the fixing time vendor that sells Yal gear. Oh, it was a band. Okay, yeah, we'll catch up on that likely then. As yeah, I see there is some patch notes. But yeah, I need to go. We'll catch up on those in the evening. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining me, and as always, have a good day.